It's playoff time in the Valley of the Sun, and the 2023 IFL playoffs have gotten underway, everybody. It's time to begin that postseason action, and we'll do it in downtown Phoenix, right here at the Footprint Center, the home of the Arizona Rattlers. It's the Snake Pit, everybody, and we welcome you into tonight's broadcast of Arizona Rattlers football. The Rattlers open up the playoffs against a team they're very familiar with, the Northern Arizona Wranglers, and we'll do it in the hot heat of downtown Phoenix. Everybody, welcome into our broadcast coverage of the IFL here. My name is Floyd Simmons. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Dale Hellestray, and tonight it is the Rattlers taking on Northern Arizona, and in 13 seasons of coaching the Arizona Rattlers, Kevin Guy has never failed to get them into the playoffs. And after an 8 straight victory run to finish up the regular season, he got this team into the number 1 spot. They own the home field advantage for the rest of the playoffs. They've got to win tonight to ensure that they play again at home next week. But what a run it's been, and we welcome you into our coverage tonight in the hot heat of downtown Phoenix. Floyd Simmons, that is Dale Hellestray right there, the 3-time Super Bowl champion. Dale, what a game, what an atmosphere. The playoffs are underway in Phoenix.
It's always interesting to me, Floyd, a team that's had a ton of success, you play for this moment. This is what you played all regular season for. It's hard to get up for some games in June and May. Now it's time to play football.
And Coach Guy, we'll talk with him in a moment. That's been an emphasis. That's been a focus all week long. Let me ask you, Dale. Hey, this is the 4th time the Rattlers are taking on the Wranglers. The Rattlers have prevailed all 3 times previous to this. One of those a very close game, a 1-point game played earlier this season. They did win comfortably last week, had a lapse in the third quarter, but came back firing in the last half of the third quarter and into the fourth period. The Rattlers owned the game. Can they do it again tonight? A 4th time against a quality team.
Floyd, I've played against teams 3 times in the year. It's difficult to beat a good team, which means you're a playoff team 3 times, much less 4 times. Again, Kevin Guy and his coaching staff going back and forth. Do we change things? Do we not change things? I just asked him, I said, are you the better team? Are you more talented? He said, yes, we are. Look for him to do about the same things he's done in the past.
So there's going to be some mysteries yet to be resolved, solved, and for us to repeat and report to our listening and viewing audience out there. One of those is, does Ramad Jaquel Bowman, does RCB, does he play tonight for Northern Arizona? Didn't play last week. I believe he also sat the previous week as well during the regular season, and he is a difference maker for sure. Will he be active tonight? The quarterback situation, Nick Watson, he seemed to secure just eliminate any doubt in the second half last week that he would be the quarterback tonight for Northern Arizona. We're going to find all that stuff out as we get ready here in just a bit, everybody. On the other side, Dale, you can appreciate this. The Rattlers are starting the exact same 8 people on offense and on defense. So having that luxury of guys staying healthy, of really solidifying your lineup has got to be something that Coach Guy and the staff for the Rattlers, they got to be happy about that.
Well, they haven't got to do that a whole lot this year. Talking about Northern Arizona real quick, Floyd, the fact that there were some guys last week that maybe could have gone if it was a playoff game. They chose to sit them out. Expect a little different competitiveness, especially early in this game than you saw last week.
And the Rattlers are going to have a focus on not letting what happened last year in this building in the Western Conference Championship game happen again, which is to drop a game to a team that is not the favorite. The Rattlers coming in, and you'll see on our scoreboard graphic when the game commences, you'll see a couple of numerical pieces of data there. One is the over-under of the game, what the experts say should be scored in the game tonight. The other one is the latest line on the point spread. And the Rattlers are 13.5-point favorites coming into this one, Dale. 13.5 points.
Well, again, they just played last week. Arizona jumped off to a huge lead. Northern Arizona came back in the second half early in the third quarter, made it a close game. Boy, 13.5 points in a playoff game, that's a lot of points.
And if you take away those 2 onside kick recoveries early in the second half by Northern Arizona, it really never does get close, does it?
It does not, but they did recover them, and that's what made it a close game and kind of tightened things up around here a little bit.
We're about set for the national anthem down on the field. And they always do it right here at the Snake Pit. We're going to throw it down to the field.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the brave hearts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets arrested in empty proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's hear it one more time for Kimberly.
As always, well done here at the Footprint Center. The Snake Pit, the home of the Arizona Rattlers. Everybody down on the field, they'll toss the coin here in just a moment as well. And while we await that happening, I had a chance to talk with the head coach, Kevin Guy, just before game time. We'll get his thoughts as his team gets set to take on Northern Arizona. Hey, Coach Guy, in your long and storied career coaching in the indoor game, have you ever played the same team 4 times in one season?
I have. I don't remember what year it was, but it's been a minute since we've done it.
And so how tough is it? How tough is it to prepare and be ready to take on a good team, which they are? You beat them 3 times already. Can you beat them a 4th?
Well, if you're the better team, you can. It really, regular season doesn't matter. It really comes down to who's the best team on this day.
Okay, so let's look back on the week of practice. We talked yesterday. You said it had a good week of practice. Break that down a little bit more for the listeners, for the fans, for Rattler Nation. What is your team ready to do tonight?
Well, I just think our mindset was right. I thought our execution was good during the week, and it needs to carry over to the game.
Okay, so playoff time, it's always urgency. It's the last chance to play every time you're out there. I think we all have to have that mindset. For you, Coach, for your team, preparing for a championship run, ready to go?
Yeah, we're pretty loose. Our guys are loose, so we're not going to play tight. We'll be ready to play tonight.
And you've had a chance to run pretty much the same lineup now for several weeks. That's got to be a luxury, especially with the start of the season and all the personnel issues. Feel pretty good to have a rock-solid lineup on the field?
You know, I don't know if it's been exact, but we've been building on it every week. We're in the right mindset. We're ready to play. It's playoff time. It's a new season, and we got to be the best team today.
All right, Coach, good luck. I think Coach is ready to go. Down on the field, they're ready for the coin toss. It has been tossed. So you see there, Northern Arizona has won the toss, deferred. Arizona's going to receive. Drew Powell and company will be first with the football as we get set to bring this broadcast your way. Arizona Rattlers football. I want to introduce you to that officiating crew. The referee there speaking was Reed Brotherton, the umpire Jake Shoemate, the head linesman Mark Warner, the line judge Justin Nash, and the back judge Kanan Keyser. That's your officiating crew for this one tonight as we get set to bring you the start of the action here. Let's roll a video. There's a hype video for the playoffs for the Arizona Rattlers put together by their media team led by Brandon Duenas. I think you're going to like this. This ought to get you ready for the action tonight. Roll that clip, guys.
We keep rolling.
There is simply no better show in professional sports than an Arizona Rattlers football game in downtown Phoenix. Touchdown for the Arizona Rattlers. Dale Hellestrey, are you ready to go?
I'm always ready to go this time of year. I've drudged through some regular seasons before, but boy, when it's this time of year, everybody gets a little bit more excited. Kevin Guy looks a tad bit more focused than he has the last couple weeks.
Yeah, intense. I mean, last week he was quite a bit more loose, and he's never 100% a loose guy when it comes before the game. He's dialed in, ready to go, but his intensity level was up there today before this one. Laser focus, ready to go, and I've got to believe he and his staff have gotten this group of Arizona Rattlers ready for this big playoff start. So we're about ready to go. And we're going to check in with Sandy in just a moment. Sandy Charles, a sideline reporter. As soon as the kick goes away, Connor Mangum is the guy that will kick this one. Found out some interesting things about Connor here early, and it's an onside kick attempt early on. Isaiah Houston picks it up on the bounce, and it'll be great field position for the Rattlers to start this one as we introduce our third member of the broadcast team. That's Sandy Charles. Hi, Sandy.
Hey, Floyd. Thanks. This is exciting. The energy down here is awesome. And like you and Dale mentioned, the Rattlers have won the 3 games that these two teams met in the regular season. Now, you ask any coach, and it's hard to beat a team twice in one season. So the Rattlers are up against that. But the other obstacle, the Wranglers were not fully healthy last week when the Rattlers played them. This week they are, and that means wide receiver Ramad Jokiao-Bowman. He is back. He's 14 games, 61 receptions, 809 yards, 21 touchdowns. Coach Guy said he will be first team all-league. He is a difference maker. So, Floyd, he's not someone that you stop tonight, but the Rattlers are going to try and slow him down, so look for that.
All right, Sandy, and by the way, you look great in Dodger blue.
Well,
I love it.
And not only that, but she was able to pronounce his name. I bet her. And she spit that out like she said it 100 times in her life. I'm going with the initials.
RCB.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
An 11-yard game, by the way, Jamal Miles. It's first down and 11, or first down and 10 at the 11-yard line, and a ball that sails over the head of the intended receiver, Isaiah Scott, as we now take a look at tonight's starting lineup on offense for the Arizona Rattlers. And hey, listen, some familiar names over the last few weeks, and the exact same lineup that the Rattlers presented last week to wrap up the regular season. You see them there. There is a great shot of the running back, Jagger Gardner, at the middle of your screen. And to his left, your right on the screen, Isaiah Houston has had a tremendous year, hauling in those passes from Drew Powell and company for this Rattlers offense. As they bring it out, Powell gets his offense set. They give it. Nope, fake it. Jamal Miles. And Drew Powell is going to get swarmed under eventually after a tough 4-yard gain. The guy that helped to make that tackle, Tremont Lofton, getting in there for the Northern Arizona Wranglers.
Well, Drew Powell has just had a magical regular season. He's done that now a couple years in a row. He's primed to win a championship. You got to start with this game. He just plays, stays within himself like he's done throughout the regular season. They will be fine tonight.
So Drew does line them up again and motion on his left side. Throws over the middle. It's tipped and off the hands of Isaiah Houston. So the incomplete pass will bring up third down. Nope, make it fourth now. Fourth down and 6 straight ahead. Can get a first down, but obviously the Rattlers will be looking to get the ball into the end zone on this fourth down.
Kind of interesting right there. They dropped Artis, the defensive end. They bring the linebacker. That's number 14, Kerry Stark. So he's unblocked right in Powell's face. But it's a little pressure. Ball has to come out a little quicker than Drew Powell wanted it to.
Line of scrimmage, the 7-yard line. And a big fourth down opportunity for the Rattlers, and that opportunity for the defense as well. Throw it to the corner, 2 men in coverage on that side, and that's over the head of Isaiah Scott, the intended receiver. That'll go incomplete. And an early stop on downs for the Wrangler defense.
Well, you see this pass here, overthrown. Good coverage, is double coverage. Probably not going to complete it, but a couple passes high, early. Is Drew Powell feeling a little bit of this playoff pressure? We'll see as this game goes along. Hopefully he'll settle down and just go into Drew Powell mode.
So the starting quarterback is Nick Watson for the Wranglers. And we're looking for that jersey number 1, Ramad Jakial-Bowman. He is going to line up as the inside receiver, go in motion from the left side of the formation. Fake it, over the middle, throw deep, looking for Jakial-Bowman, and he reaches back to haul in a long pass reception inside the 15-yard line of the Arizona Rattlers. That ball goes to the 13. It'll be first down right there for the Wranglers.
Well, you got an untouched rusher in Connor Taylor. Nice job by Watson standing in there. And when you have a target, and we've heard about it all week. We heard about it going into last week. But RCB, he is just an elite target at 6'2", 210 pounds, gets open fairly easily.
So the ball at the 13-yard line, and number 13 will throw over the middle. That pass is caught. It is Jakial-Bowman who did get free over the middle, beat the defender. That's Dylan Winfrey trailing him defensively, and that is a touchdown for the Wranglers.
Flag came out awful early. I think it would be some type of illegal defense.
You see the indication from the referee.
Little double move, you do the pump fake, and then just lay the ball out. 2 obviously big passes to your guy, RCB, who sat out last week. Making a difference here early.
Point after try is up, and it is going to be no good. Wide left. Boy, there was a lot of pressure coming up the middle on that kick attempt. It's no good, and the Wranglers jump out first, get a stop on defense, and then cash it into points. 6-0, the Wranglers in front with 10:27 on the clock first quarter. We'll grab a timeout, and back with more playoff football. Arizona Rattlers football continues in a bit.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
With the next pick of the draft, BetRivers selects Mark from Michigan.
This is a surprise. Well, sources tell me he's ready to go from same-game parlays to betting our new multi-game same-game parlay.
Where you can combine more than one same-game parlay in the same bet for bigger payouts.
Exactly, Dan. He's a fan of daily odds boost and BetRivers.
BetRivers award-winning customer service.
How'd you know?
I got sources too, Jerome. BetRivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
So the Northern Arizona Wranglers get out in front first, take full advantage of the return of Ramad Jakial-Bowman. He caught the long pass to start the offensive series, and then he caught the touchdown pass to put the points on the board. 6-0. The Wranglers lead the Arizona Rattlers, and Rattler Nation, we welcome you back in as this ball will hit in the field of play, then bounce up and over the boards. And I believe that's going to come to the 5-yard line, right?
That's what they're discussing right now. Certainly looks that way. Well, their kicker the last couple weeks has done a tremendous job with onside kicks, keeping the Rattlers kickoff return team completely off balance.
And we are working on the technical issue with the referee's microphone. So we'll be able to get you the specific details as he presents them once we get that resolved. The Rattlers go to work, throw over the middle, wide open Isaiah Houston, but the ball hangs up and it's taken away. Intercepted on a ball that might have been needed to throw more on a line. Justice King is the guy that came across, took it away for Northern Arizona. So a couple of big defensive stops. There's that takeaway there. The ball just hung up, intended for Isaiah Houston.
Ball did hang up there a little bit. Justice King actually just drifted back, got in front of that ball, and the ball did hang up a little bit too long. Another mistake here early for the Rattlers. I've talked to Coach Guy all season about this. This team has faced adversity early in the year. They're facing adversity early in this football game. Can they respond?
And before the snap can get going, whistles.
Illegal snap. Offense number 52. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Say, we got the audio back. I want to thank the great technical people here that work for the Phoenix Suns here at the Footprint Center for their fast actin' Tenactin. Get it fixed.
That's Rod Windsor right there. Talked to him before the game and kind of excited to go against the Rattlers. As good a football player that's ever played for this organization, Rod Windsor, the offensive coordinator up at Northern Arizona.
And he did coach here as well for Coach Guy. And Coach Guy has a great deal of respect for Rod Windsor. And they give it. Jaquiel Bowman, and he gets hit by Devontae Merriweather, who was proud of his tackle.
Wow.
Stopped him short of the original line of scrimmage, 3-yard gain.
Watch Merriweather right here, and that's another name that Rod Windsor talked about. He said, Devontae Merriweather, I got to try and keep him out of our business because he comes from anywhere and he'll hit anything that moves. Watch this hit. Right in the middle of your screen. I mean, that's a tremendous hit by Devontae Merriweather.
So it's second down and 12. Clock moving down here in the first quarter. Watson throws right side. He's got a man deep. Pass is caught, but there's a marker in the middle of the field. We'll see if this apparent touchdown pass to Gerard Ware Jr. is going to stand.
Northern Arizona just allowing Connor Taylor to come untouched. Looks like they're excited for Northern
There is
Arizona.
no foul on the play for an umpire pick. The result of the play, touchdown.
Completely looks like a different football team from one week to the next in Northern Arizona. Nick Watson all of a sudden has turned into Patrick Mahomes. Watch the accuracy with which he throws the football. You're going to see the replay here shortly, but what a tremendous start to this game for the Wranglers.
Yeah, that the deep pass caught there. Pardon us on the look. And here is the point after try. This one is going to be up, and it is successful this time on the drop kick, which is good for 2 points to kind of set the world right for the Wranglers. They're back to 14 now. 14-0 the lead over the Arizona Rattlers. We're going to grab us a timeout. We'll be back with a kickoff in a moment. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl means 100 for Tucson. Over $100 million to boost our local economy since 2015. Plus, 100% of all profits to local charities. Over $4 million. And the Bowls Heroes program gives thousands of tickets to our vets, active military, first responders, and teachers. Learn more and buy tickets to the December 30th game at thearizonabowl.com.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
Hey, Nova Home Loans is our exclusive replay presenting sponsors with Arizona Rattlers football. Thank you to Nova Home Loans for all those great looks we get throughout the course of the game. That's a great look at that striker, the mascot. And part of the Sidewinders cheerleading and dance team here with the Arizona Rattlers. Well, 14-0, the Wranglers in front. And what the Rattlers need in a big way now is to get the offense ignited. Kick return, Jamal Miles dragged down, and the open field tackle made by Tarek Miller. He's able to come down in coverage and make the stop on Miles. The ball will be at about the 7-yard line, where Drew Powell and his offense will come on out and get their work done.
I'm going to tell you what, Floyd, the special teams here for Northern Arizona has got this Rattler kickoff return team completely off balance. Not sure if they're going to onside kick, not sure if they're going to line drive it, but really hard for the Rattler kickoff return team to get any sense of timing down.
Motion on the right side, fake it, Drew Powell. He was able to get out of one tackle, and then he goes down just shy of the 10-yard line as he carried the ball straight ahead. Jaquan Artis was among those near the play for the stop for the Wrangler defense.
You find a lot about your team right here, Floyd. Down 14-0, you receive the kickoff, you're at home, you beat this team 3 times, and yet you're hit in the mouth. I've said it before on our broadcast, but Mike Tyson talked about everybody has a plan to get hit in the mouth. Well, guess what? The Rattlers, they've been smacked. How are they going to respond? Drew Powell, how's he going to respond, and how's the rest of his football team going to make this happen?
Fake it, and then Powell follows Isaiah Houston that direction, and then he gets thrown over the boards. Yeah, that'll get you a flag every time. The guy that got a little too aggressive was Kerry Starks, the linebacker, chasing Powell that direction. He just decided to deposit Drew head first into the first row of seats.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 14 is first of the game. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, the whole thing that Starks did, he made a heck of a play. He made a really good play. Takes it to the dasher board. Powell's going over it. Just let him be. That little extra push at the end, that does nothing. You're going to see it here. He's going to give him a little push, but hurt his football team.
Yeah, and you could make the argument that maybe Powell with his momentum was also had some effect on him going over the boards, but if you're the defender.
During the live ball action, there was an illegal defense on Northern Arizona, number 4. That 5-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot. After the enforcement, the 15-yard penalty enforced.
So a double whammy on the Wranglers. And I was saying, Dale, if you're the defender in that case, what you might want to do is try to hold the guy back from going over in that case.
Boy, it's just like I've never understood why a guy takes a swing at another guy who has a helmet on. You're not going to hurt me. You're going to break your hand. You got Powell over the dasher board. Just turn and walk away. And it wasn't like his momentum was carrying him. It wasn't vicious. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't mean. But it cost your team a little bit.
You almost prefer if the guy swings at you if you got your helmet on, don't you?
Yeah, that's why you kind of egg him on a little bit.
First down play, ball at the 18-yard line of the Wranglers. And Drew Powell will set to throw. Flushed. And he'll keep it. The cutback and the tackle inside the 10-yard line. That'll be enough for a first down. Give him a gain of 11 yards. And the spot will be at the 7-yard line after the run from scrimmage by Drew Powell.
You don't see Lamar Mady get beat very often. In fact, you don't really see him get beat at all. But Jaquan Artis did a really nice job coming inside. You're going to see him. But here's one thing you can't game plan. You can't game plan Drew Powell getting out of the pocket and being able to run far enough to pick up a first down. Could be very frustrating for a defense.
Yeah, good job by Drew to protect the ball as well at the end of that run. As Artis tried to swipe it out. Here's a run over the left side that gets shut down pretty quick. And maybe a yard gained on that play by Drew. It'll be second down and goal.
And what this drive is right now is Kevin Guy trying to calm his quarterback down. Let's run the football. Let's get back to being the Arizona Rattlers. Let's calm down a little bit. Can't afford another mistake. Let's get you in your rhythm. And there are some goofballs out there who get more calm the more they get hit. Drew Powell doesn't mind getting hit. And I think you're going to see a different Drew Powell, especially if they score a touchdown on this drive.
Hey, folks, the only TV station with 4 hours of Arizona sports every weekday morning is WTSMTV.com. Tell you more about that in a moment as the Rattlers throw to the end zone. It's broken up, and a good defensive play in the back of the end zone. It was Travion Banks was there covering Isaiah Houston in the corner. Get the inside scoop from the voice of Arizona Morning Sports on Doug Franz Unplugged at 6 a.m. Then Steve McCollum gives the freshest fan take at 8 o'clock. Wake up with us Monday morning at 6 a.m. on WTSMTV.com.
Can I make another quick announcement there, Floyd?
You sure can.
You know who's joining Steve McCollum on the last day of July?
I do not know.
That's me.
You are joining him.
I am joining him.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to have to get ready for that. Ball thrown away over the back of the end zone. The nearest guy was Isaiah Houston, but he's Isaiah's got some springs, but that was a tall order on a tall pass.
And that's a smart play in my mind on Drew Powell's part. Protection, ended up breaking down, but that's because of the coverage. You're going to see this here. He has time to throw the football. Great coverage. Tries to buy a little extra time, throws the ball away. Doesn't try and fit it in somewhere. And again, we've talked about it all season long. As you get close to the goal line, it becomes more difficult to complete passes because receivers can't run by defensive backs. They can sit on everything.
Wranglers doing a good job early on in this of using that end zone, the back of the end zone. Here's a throw to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Jamal Miles.
Who else? Richard Obert for the Republic did a great job talking about these two local products who are wide receivers. Jamal Miles, Iron Man. Who are you going to go to? It's still really, really good coverage right there by Walker. Just better execution by Powell and Miles. And if I'm Drew Powell and I'm under a little bit of duress, who am I going to? I'm going to go to Jamal Miles.
Great pass and catch. The Rattlers get on the board. And Shane McInerney, the Irishman, will knock it through. The kick is good, and with 3:01 remaining in the first quarter. Our score is Northern Arizona 14. The Arizona Rattlers 7. Stand by for more playoff football. Arizona Rattlers football continues in a bit.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
BetRivers has selected Pat from Pennsylvania.
Pat is a master of our new multi-game, same-game parlay, where you combine multiple same-game parlays in a single bet.
BetRivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
And we bring you back into it, everybody. First quarter action in downtown Phoenix at the Snake Pits. Thank you to Nova Home Loans for their presenting sponsorship of Arizona Rattlers football. They are the exclusive replay presenting sponsors for Rattlers football. Meanwhile, you are watching Arizona Rattlers football on the Indoor Football League YouTube channel. Get in on the action at GoIFL.com. They got great programming for you as well. Commissioner Todd Tryon does a great show every week inside the IFL, and they do a great job presenting a number of other presentations for you, so go check it out sometime. The IFL's YouTube channel. There's a marker out on the return by Northern Arizona. And the officials will have a conference to determine exactly what the infraction was that brought out flags from both sides of the field.
Holding receiving team number 28. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona.
And Floyd, I don't mind saying I don't think that I'm exaggerating when I say that last touchdown throw was a season saver for the Arizona Rattlers. You cannot afford to give the ball back to this Northern Arizona team down 14-0 the way they've got off to this start.
2:45 and counting down here in the first quarter. 14-7. Northern Arizona, or NAS, as they are called by some, the defending IFL champions. Handoff in the backfield. That's going to go nowhere. Big defensive play. Gerard Ware was the guy carrying the football. Uric Jones.
It'll be 2nd down at the 1-yard line.
Uric Jones got into the action. He gets into the lineup early. Let's take a look. He won't show up on this starting lineup graphic, but he's in there early, and we'll take a look at the starters on the defensive side this evening for the Rattlers. There's a good look at Chris Terrell on the right side of your screen, and in the middle, of course, that great strong safety. They call him the bandit position, Devontae Merriweather. Here we go. Throw over the middle. That pass is caught. Tackle is quickly made. And they're going to gain back. The Wranglers are the 5 yards they lost a moment ago on the penalty. So the completed pass to Jaquiel Bowman nets the 5. It's 3rd down and 10. So a chance to reverse the momentum right here, Dale. Can the Rattlers get a takeaway here? There's two plays to find out.
Going back to the previous play, right now Gerard Ware is telling his quarterback, don't give me the ball when Big 93's standing right there. You're supposed to keep it. Huge play for this Rattler team.
Minute 12 on the clock. Here's a throw over the middle. And that's going to be stopped quickly. A 6-yard gain on the play. And the guy in the receiving end was Gerard Ware Jr. as we check in again with Sandy Charles.
Hey, Floyd, I am standing next to Scary Cherry, and I just asked him what the locker room was like before the game, and he said they are locked in. I also said, what's been Coach's message all week long? And he said his message has been that lock in, stay attention to details, and no mental mistakes. So that's been his message, and I think we're seeing them lock back in now.
So here's a big play with 32 seconds left in the first quarter. 4th down and 4 to go for the Wranglers. Throw deep over the middle. This one is going to land in no man's land. The receiver had no idea the ball was coming, Ryan Wisniewski. And the Rattlers are going to get the ball back at the 12-yard line of the Wranglers.
What I love, it's interesting, as I watch Rod Windsor, the offensive coordinator, talking to his quarterback, they're jogging off the field. There's no hesitation on Northern Arizona's part whether they're going to go for it or not. What I love is the resiliency of this Arizona Rattler team. And I've said it all year long. I probably sound like a broken record. I believe that slow start, the injury, all the adversity they faced has prepared them for this moment. To come out, get hit in the mouth, go down 14-0, and you receive the opening kickoff at home? Wow, that's a lot to overcome.
Well, time is going to run out here.
There is no play
in the first quarter. And the Wranglers will have the lead going into the second quarter, but we've seen that a number of times during this 8-game winning streak that the Rattlers are currently riding the crest of. So that's not unfamiliar territory. But the fact that they've been able to now take the ball away and put themselves in a position to tie this one up is a good spot for Arizona going to the second quarter. Stand by, football fans. Stand by, Rattler Nation. More playoff football continues in a moment with more Arizona Rattlers football.
BetRivers has selected Izzy from Illinois.
Izzy does her research using the BetRivers.com sportsbook app to access player and team stats.
Amazing. BetRivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Second quarter about to get underway. Great live shot of the dance team. The Arizona Sidewinders cheerleader squad. Best in the business. We tip our hat to Shelby, who leads the crew and the entire team. Hey, we welcome you back in to get the second quarter underway, everybody. Floyd Simmons, along with my broadcast partner, Dale Hellestray, and Sandy Charles is also a part of our broadcast team, and Sandy's got a little something for us to start this second quarter. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Floyd. Yes, you and Dale have mentioned the adversity that we're seeing early on tonight in this team. Well, I spoke with Dylan Winfrey about that, and he said, and on leadership, and he said there's always going to be a time in the game where you're going to have to dig deep over some adversity. And there's a lot of guys in the offseason who only focus on their physical and not mentally. So when you play in a game that the team is just as good, like we're seeing tonight, it's going to come down to mentality. And so he wants to be that leader where he holds his head up and can get through adversity, like you're saying. Back to you.
So how about an 8-yard gain by Drew Powell, going right up the middle with the football, so dangerous. And for a lot of quarterbacks, when they escape, Dale, their danger is represented by their speed, by getting to an edge maybe. But with Drew Powell, because he's like a running back at the quarterback position, he is so dangerous just weaving his way through traffic like you saw right there.
Well, he's got the speed. He's got the elusiveness. He's got the moves. He's 6'3", 220 pounds.
Got the power. He's kind of got it all, doesn't he? Ball goes inside the 5-yard line, handed off. Jagger Gardner's first carry of the game. He gets folded back a little bit, and they'll mark him right at about the line to gain. I think that's going to be a first down for the Rattlers. It should be first and goal at the 2-yard line after the gain up the middle. Anything that's close to the line to gain here in the IFL game, the offense is going to get that. They're going to call that the first down, a first down. You just don't get measurements here, okay? So if it's close, if it's in that plus or minus, you got a first down. And they give it to him there.
And they did give it to it again. I think this is all by design. I think Kevin Guy, he's going to hammer this ball there. I do not think they throw the football. They're going to hand the ball off. I think it's by design. He wants to send a message. He wants his team to be physical here.
He mentioned that a number of times, didn't he? The more physical team. And this time it's Drew Powell, who stumbled a bit after he took the snap. Stumbled, and he was falling forward before contact was made. Drew goes down and, in fact, lost a yard on the play. So second down and goal from about the 3-yard line now.
Sometimes your mind gets moving faster than your body can. I know Drew can move fast, but I think his mind saw a little crease there, was going to try and get to it. His feet spun out from under him. But again, I believe that this is the way Kevin Guy wants his team to start this second quarter.
Thank you to Nova Home Loans, our presenting replay sponsors with Arizona Rattlers football. And they'll run the option to the right side, and a big hit on Drew is made by the defender, and he celebrates. That's Tarek Miller, who was the first guy there. A couple of defenders converged, and Drew got upended pretty severely. A 1-yard gain back to the 2-yard line for the Rattlers.
Really nice job by Miller. I mean, Naz played this as well as you possibly could. You got Jaquan Artist running with the running back. Watch here. Am I going to hand off? No, I'm going to keep it. But boy, oh boy, you got a very physical defensive back and Miller coming up and making the tackle.
And just very disciplined, like you said, responsibility football, Dale. And the Wranglers were able to keep the Rattlers out on that play. How about this? Third down and goal from the 2-yard line now. That 2 yards starting to loom large. Handed off, speed sweep, left side. That's a touchdown! And it's Jamal Miles. Scratch that. Isaiah Scott gets into the end zone. No, take it back. I'm looking at two different looks. It was Jamal Miles for the touchdown.
Well, there's a flag on the field.
And that's in the backfield.
It looks like it might be against Naz.
It's a touchdown. After play was over, personal foul. Late hit, defense number 3. That 15-yard penalty will be banked and enforced after the kickoff.
Here's Shane McInerney. And by the way, something interesting, we're going to talk about Shane a little bit. We're going to talk more about the kicker for Naz in a little bit. That's Connor Mangum. As this kick is up and good for the Irishmen, we got a tie ball game in the second quarter. The Rattlers storming back. And with 11:38 to play in this first half, we're tied at 14s, everybody. Stand by for more Arizona Rattlers football.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
Every body is different. Some get injured, while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Hey, a chance tonight for head coach Kevin Guy of the Arizona Rattlers to pick up his career coaching victory number 251. Last week, the big win to end the regular season was the 250th win in the great career of Kevin Guy. And I think by this time next season, we'll be looking at the all-time winningest indoor football coach right there, Kevin Guy.
You know what, as he said, a lot of things go into that, starting with ownership, Ron Schertz, and then, you got to be around for a while.
Here's a kick that hits a fan right at the back of the dasher boards. That was a great kick by McInerney. Who knows if that might have stayed in play if it didn't hit the fan. That's fan interference, and so the ball will be brought out to at least the 20. Boy, that kick was almost perfect. And it might have been
enforced half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona.
As we battle for a little mic time there, me and Reed Brotherton, the referee. So it'll come out, and it will be marked at the 10-yard line. There we go. All right.
So came out to 20, then they had the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. They mark it half the distance to the goal, starting on the 10-yard line. Let's see what this Rattler defense can come up with.
11 and a half on the clock. That's what's left in the first half. Watson, and he'll throw it out on the near side of the field, and a great job defensively. What a tackle made on the near side by Christopher Page. Chris was able to step up and take the feed out from underneath Sheldon Augustine. Well done.
Again, you see a little bit of a pass rush, good protection by that offensive line, but the way this defense is now coming up and hitting people, and you can just see a different intensity level from this Rattler football team here in the second quarter.
Loss of a yard on that previous play. Back to the 9-yard line. It's now 2nd down and 11. Wranglers line it up. 10:42 on the clock. Tie ball game, 14 apiece. And Watson fakes it, and here comes the defense. Somebody not fooled at all, and that's the linebacker. Connor Taylor was not fooled, and there's a late flag coming in after the play.
My goodness, if this is going to be a 15-yard penalty, it was just a show of excitement. Maybe they're talking about it right now. There was no late hit or...
There is no foul on the play for an illegal blitz. Result of the play,
Yeah.
it's third down.
That's a great no call and a great wave off by the official.
Yep. Again, really nice job when you talk about defensive responsibilities. Justin Thomas, you're going to see him cut right across your screen. He's taking the running back, so that means the quarterback has to keep the ball. Nick Watson is your linebacker going to stay home. Connor Taylor did that. Tremendous job by this defense.
So back-to-back tackles for loss by the Arizona defense. Third down and 12. Ball at the 8-yard line. Watson puts him in motion. Looking left, sliding that way, and the pass is caught over the middle. That'll be a first down. What a big play. This is going to come out across midfield, as a matter of fact, on the completion to Sheldon Augustine.
Well, that was a really nice job by Nick Watson. There's going to be pressure right in his face. Buys a little time, rolling to his left, throwing across his body, and gets it to Augustine to pick up the first down. Harold Love dropping off into coverage. Not exactly sure what 6'3", 340-pound Harold Love's going to do trying to chase running backs and wide receivers around the field.
Well, he's a big mass of humanity, okay? They were just trying to drop a brick wall back 2 or 3 yards off the line. Watson able to complete it over the top of that. It's first down. Wranglers at the Rattlers 23-yard line. And markers from everybody.
Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Well, and sometimes that's the best thing that could happen to you, Floyd. I mean, they were going to try and hurry up and run that play. They got in late, then Watson had to go and make sure he knew exactly what Rod Windsor wanted to be called. But a lot of times those plays end up costing you because not everybody's on the same page. Not everybody's on the same page. And let's see how they execute.
We go under 9 minutes now remaining in the second quarter. Watson takes the snap over the middle. Pass is caught. Jackie Bowman breaks that tackle and a race to the end zone. And he'll win that race. That's a touchdown for the Wranglers.
Well, I mean, you look at him. Sandy talked about him in the open. RCB, 6'2", 205 pounds. When he gets the ball in his hands, he looks like he's about 230 pounds. Hard to get on the ground. Watch this, just a little curl route, breaks one tackle, and then he's off to the races. Coach Guy said he's going to be a problem. First team all-league, as Sandy had mentioned when we opened this show.
The drop kick is up and good. To tack 2 more on for the Wranglers. And our score goes to 22-14. Wranglers in front. Stand by, everybody. More second quarter action continues in the playoffs. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
With the next pick of the draft, Bet Rivers selects Mark from Michigan.
But sources tell me he's ready to go from same-game parlays to betting our new multi-game same-game parlay.
Bet Rivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
National Championship Football in Vegas. The Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Championship. The best indoor football in the world in Vegas. August 5th at the Dollar Loan Center. The best in the country collide, and a national champion will be crowned. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours at IFLNationalChampionship.com.
We're back, everybody. Second quarter action continues in the first round of the 2023 IFL playoffs. First round action here between teams that met in last year's Western Conference Championship game. High scoring game, faithful game for the Rattlers, as the Wranglers earn the right to go to the IFL's National Championship game. The Dollar Loan Center National Championship game, the first year for that was last year. And this year, it's on August 5th. Have you gotten your tickets yet, everybody? Get those now. Go to the IFL's website. Find out more information. Get your tickets and be ready for a national championship game in Henderson, Nevada. Meanwhile, the ball comes out to the 15-yard line on the return by Jamal Miles as the Rattlers take over the football again.
How does this team respond now? Again, Coach Guy talked about those 2-point conversions by the drop kicks. It's tremendous and how easy they make it look. And Coach Guy thought they had a plan. Well, they haven't had a plan yet to stop that drop kick yet for extra points.
Here's a toss right side, and that's going to be caught. It was maybe tapped by one of the fans over there. Looks like it's going to stand just fine, and it's brought in by Braxton Haley making a return to the Arizona Rattlers lineup after he's been out, spent some time in a walking boot. Good to see Braxton back in, and he makes the catch. Takes it inside the 14-yard line.
Great concentration. Ball bounced out of his hands. They're going to have a little conversation now.
I don't think a fan touched it, did he?
Well, they're talking about it right now. Les Moss and staff. Is there going to be fan interference? They might show the challenge flag.
The Northern Arizona head coach is challenging the ruling of the field of a catch. The play is under review.
Okay. So a couple of our looks there were at quite a bit of distance, so I'm not sure how definitively we can tell on our looks, but we will take a look at the Nova Home Loans replay a couple of different times. Good to have Braxton Haley back in the Arizona Rattlers lineup.
Saw him in Coach Guy's office on Thursday. Coach Guy wanted to make sure that he was ready to go. Brought him off IR, and here he is making a contribution here in the first half.
So take another look right here. Well, I mean, you can't tell if the fan touched it or not from there, but I think from another angle, I saw separation between ball and fan hand.
Yeah, I don't think there's any fan leaning over the dasher board.
So there's the ball in the air. Yeah, I mean, it's not even close to where the fan gets his hand. That's a clean catch all day, isn't it?
That should be a very quick decision by the officials.
Thank you to Nova Home Loans for giving us the great looks, and we found one that works. That's the Drake down there on the capture and the look there. Good job, the Drake. Gotta love the Drake.
Is that a Seinfeld reference? You got to be a certain age to know that.
Love the Drake, okay? All right.
I mean, your age and my age, we kind of know the Drake. Sandy probably has never seen an episode of Seinfeld.
Probably not. She's probably a Friends watcher.
I do love the Friends, but I'm trying to rack my brain. I know, I don't want to be a pirate. That one, Seinfeld. But the Drake one, I cannot remember.
She comes up with the puffy shirts?
Yeah.
That's what you gave me?
That's all I can remember.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, we're going to find out what the official has to say here in just a moment. There's Reed Brotherton with the white hat on, the referee.
Now, again, this is one of those that I don't understand why it takes so long. I mean, it's there. I mean, there's no hand within 3 yards.
You can't overturn this based on what they're looking at right there, right? That angle right there will not overturn it. I just don't think it will. And if it does overturn,
review, the football hit the wall. It's an incomplete pass. The ball will be returned to the previous spot. It'll be second down at the 15-yard line. Northern Arizona is not charged a timeout and has a challenge remaining.
So did it hit it right there before it pops up in the air?
See, I was looking for fan interference.
Yeah, me too. So I guess right there it looks like it hits the wall. And how the officials saw that, well, from the angle we saw them looking at, they couldn't tell, I don't think. But they must have had the great angle like we have there. That's a good job by Reed Brotherton and crew. I thought for sure, Dale, we were gonna be arguing about that.
I rescind my criticism. That was a good call, according to the laws of indoor football
and thermodynamics. Here comes second down play, and that's going to turn into a first down. Drew Powell able to sneak across the line to gain and move it into Wrangler territory.
So Armani Carey, the nose tackle, number 50, watch him in the middle of the field. He's 6'5", 325 pounds. They drop him back like the Rattlers did with Harold Love. I don't know what they expect to do other than the ball's thrown right to him, bounce off of him. But in the open field, Drew Powell one-on-one, that's not a fair fight.
So they mark him right down at the 25-yard line, midfield. Motion on the left side. Jamal Miles going deep. And they're going to throw it to the short route. It was broken off en route by Isaiah Houston, but he couldn't haul it in on a very tall pass to bring down. 6:01 and counting down. That's what's remaining in the first half of this one. And the Rattlers trying to even this one up again, down by a touchdown.
Again, it's one of those passes that Drew Powell, we've just come, that's pitch and catch. Got a guy at your ankle, so you're not able to step into the throw. Throw ends up being a little bit high. A lot of times those high passes in the middle of the field can end up in disaster. This time just an incomplete pass.
So now second down at 10. Everybody loads to the left side of the formation. Drew with a lot of time to throw the pump fake and now throws under duress. It's popped in the air and intercepted by the Wranglers. Taken in by Kerry Starks. Drew was in the grasp going down, decided to try and force one in, and it's incomplete. Now Drew is asking for a flag of some kind. Not going to get it.
No, he's not going to get it. Again, though, that's one of those plays that you don't see Drew Powell make during the regular season. Just eat it. It's second down. Live to see third down. Don't throw it late across the middle where bad things can happen.
So with the second takeaway or turnover produced by the Wranglers defense, Northern Arizona with a chance to go up 2 scores again with this possession. They've got the ball thrown 19-yard line. Nick Watson, that's going to be everybody. Everybody false starting.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Nick Watson was expecting the football. The center was the only guy who did not expect to.
Poor Anthony Barber sitting there with the ball in his hands. Receivers are literally 15 yards down the field before the whistle blows. And he either did not hear the snap count or was confused a little bit. I'm always going to protect the center. Quarterback probably gave him the wrong snap count.
You have a bit of fondness for guys that play the center position.
Yes, I do.
Wrangler snap it. Boy, there might have been a false start on the near side, but they say clean. Get off the ball by the right guard, and the pass is caught here by the running back on the right side of the play. Gerard Ware makes the catch and end up getting just about back to the line of scrimmage.
Wow, Page comes up and makes a really nice physical tackle. Nice break on the ball for the Rattlers. And again, you just kind of sense as we approach the 4-minute mark here in the second quarter, some of these drives are kind of do and dies. You do not want to go down 2 scores to this Naz team and then have to kick the ball off to them to start the third quarter.
Throw deep, and that is caught by Jaquiel Bowman. Had the position in front of the coverage provided by Dylan Winfrey, who was very slow in getting up from the turf. And he's going to pop up eventually. Long gain. Ball at the 6-yard line of the Rattlers.
It's amazing to me the accuracy with which Watson is throwing the football tonight versus last Saturday. And I know a lot of it's with RCB. He makes such a great target. The Rattlers double-teamed him. They had 2 guys on him till the very end, and yet he goes up and makes what is a difficult catch look relatively easy.
And some guys have just this knack of being open, getting open, and he's one of those guys. He will line up. He becomes the outside receiver on the left side. Going to throw over the middle and through the back of the end zone, incomplete. A little bit of a scrum going on near the back of the end zone. Wisniewski for Northern Arizona and Dylan Winfrey back there, but no flags called. Ball thrown out of bounds. Hey, here's something, Dale. We'll have a little more on this a little later on, but these two kickers, the kicker for the Rattlers, we know him well by this point, okay? Shane McInerney. And the kicker for Northern Arizona, his name is Connor Mangum. They're both from Ireland. These guys are both from Ireland. Here's the fake, right side. Watson has it. Up the right side he goes, inside the 5, and a gain of 3 yards. Mark him right at about the 3-yard line. It'll be third down and goal at that spot. So the two kickers are both from Ireland, all right? And Connor Mangum, the guy famous for the drop kick. Connor, the reason he drop kicks is because he's a rugby player, a former rugby player, and that's where he kind of learned to do it, and he brought it with him to this game, to American football.
Well, he makes it look relatively easy. I know it's frustrating to opponents who can't seem to block it.
Handoff, Wisniewski, left side, and he gets driven into the wall. Might have got a yard on the play before he is knocked out by the Rattlers defense. A minute 40 and counting down here in the first half.
Interesting call here. Les Moss calling for a field goal. Is obviously they're running down towards the 1-minute warning.
Pretty conservative, isn't it?
I thought for sure that they would go for it. They've been ultra aggressive all first half.
He wasted no time. Call is made. They're going to try to drop kick their way to points right here. This one up, and it looks pushed right. Nope, that's good. It just got up and over the net. The kick is good by Connor Mangum with a minute 10 on the clock here.
The drop kick was good by rule. Northern Arizona will receive 4 points.
So a drop kick gets you the 1 extra.
That's deep in the IFL playbook or rule book.
So you think when they put it in there, they really had any thought that anybody was going to do it?
No, Doug Flutie's the last person I know that ever did it, and that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't think that they were planning for it. That's for certain here. We are approaching the 1-minute warning, everybody. That'll come up in a moment. The Rattlers tack on, or rather the Wranglers tack on some more. So it is incumbent upon the Rattlers to get 7 right here, Dale.
Well, there's no doubt about it. They got to come away with the touchdown because remember, again, at the beginning of the game, Naz won the coin toss. They deferred, and the Rattlers did not take advantage of that. So starting the second half, Naz is going to have the football, and you do not want to go into the halftime down 26-14 knowing you have to kick the ball off to them.
And the guy that's going to do the kicking off right now for the Wranglers is Connor Mangum. We mentioned that this young man is from Ireland. And we're going to talk a little more about him in just a moment as well, as he kicks it away, a little mid-distance kick that goes out of bounds and will give good field position to the Rattlers. So for the Wranglers in doing that,
the football was kicked out of bounds to the air. By a rule, will be placed at the spot where it went out of bounds, which is the 20-yard line. First and 10.
So good
Arizona.
field position right there, Dale. I got to ask you, is it possible that is an actual strategy right there? Kick it away. Don't let them have a return. Kick it out of bounds. Yes, you yield good field position, but with a minute 10, if the Rattlers are going to score, they're going to leave more time on the clock in all likelihood than if the Rattlers were working, let's say, from their own 10-yard line.
You got all 3 timeouts left if you're Naz. So, yes, I would not put that past Les Moss and company. That's part of their strategy. Don't want to give them a big play.
This is the 1-minute warning. Timeout in the field.
And you hear Reed Brotherton tell us the 1-minute warning, so we've got to grab a timeout. 26-14, Northern Arizona in front in this first-round playoff game for 2023. We'll continue the first half in a moment. Northern Arizona in front. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
Bet Rivers has selected Pat from Pennsylvania.
Pat is a master of our new multi-game, same-game parlay, where you combine multiple same-game parlays in a single bet.
Bet Rivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
Thank you, Nova Home Loans, presenting replay sponsors for Arizona Rattlers football. The 1-minute warning, meaning 1 minute remaining in the first half of this one. And the Rattlers will have a very short field in front of them. And they'll begin at the 20-yard line of Northern Arizona. Back to the action. Drew Powell looking right. Now he'll run. And Drew is going to get knocked down pretty hard. Got a piece of the wall out there. That should be a first down. Well, they'll say his knee went down and he came up just a little bit short. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 coming up. Kind of awkward in the end of this play, wasn't it?
Yeah, nowhere to go with football. You see him floating out there, goes into the dasher board. He's done that a number of times, super athletic. Again, nowhere to go with the football. Great coverage downfield by this Wrangler defense. It has been really stifling.
Tarek Miller, the guy that made the play. Motion, Isaiah Houston comes to the line and comes across too soon, and markers are down. That'll be a false start.
Start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Well, it looked like J.J. Coleman was pointing out somebody for Naz, and unfortunately, when you're 6'4", 305 pounds, you move your arm, and that creates a tidal wave of attention.
See, if I made that comment, you know, it wouldn't go over too well. But you make the comments, it's just perfectly fine. I don't understand that.
You could call me fat. You could call me all sorts. But just don't accuse me of holding.
Okay,
all right.
Okay, I got you. And now we're starting to see. Okay, here comes the 2nd down play. Drew, sometime finally flushed out, and he throws his 3rd interception of the evening. That is going to be right into the hands of Keshawn Walker, the defensive back for Northern Arizona. And it was one of those plays where he was looking and trying to make a play, Dale, for the 2nd time. That has produced an interception.
Well, and again, that's what I talked about at the open of this show, the fact that Drew Powell has been so good at avoiding plays like this. There's nothing there. Go ahead and go to the dasher board, throw it out of the back of the end zone. Do whatever you need to do, but don't force the football in situations like this.
And a ton of time remaining for the Wranglers at 43 seconds left in the half, 3 timeouts. This one will skip in short of the target. That was intended for Gerard Ware down the right sideline. Nearest the play defensively was the safety, Dylan Winfrey. Stops the clock with 39.9 seconds left in the first half.
That's just one of those things that's kind of inexplainable. I mean, we haven't seen Drew Powell play like this the entire season. And yet some of these passes that he's forcing in there, it's just one of those things you just shake your head and say, I'm not sure what you're thinking.
Catch over the middle. And then a Devontae Merriweather tackle on Sheldon Augustine. Short of the first down, gain of 9 if they will mark it.
Timeout. Northern Arizona, their first. 30 seconds in length. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 33 seconds. 33 seconds.
Ball marked at the 15-yard line. And there you go, 33 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You sit here, I'm sitting on the edge of my seat because I feel that these series really are going to dictate whether this Arizona Rattler team gets to play next week. I thought they needed a score in the previous one. Well, if defense can get a stop, kind of no harm, no foul, you're still down 26-14. But if Naz goes down and scores here, as well as they're playing, and with Nick Watson acting like he's Patrick Mahomes tonight, I think it's going to be difficult to win this football game.
Third down and just shy of a yard to go for the Wranglers. 33 seconds do remain on the snap, and then markers down. And I believe that's going to go against the offense, maybe a false start there.
That, or are they going to get Harold Love?
False start. Offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
I saw Harold Love get out of his stance trying to rush the passer. Not sure how he saw RCB there on the outside, but that's what Les Moss and Rod Windsor are talking to the official about.
So the big fellow was drawn off. He was drawn offside by a guy who was 15 to 20 feet to his left.
He's got great peripheral vision.
Can't blame a guy for having great vision to the side. So the 5-yard mark off, the ball now goes back to the 10-yard line. It is third down and 6. Opportunity for the Rattlers defense. Ball comes out, and it's tipped behind the running back. Boy, that was Ware coming out of the backfield, and he had a lot of space to run in front of him. If he catches that, in all likelihood, he gets the first down. But then tipped it in the air and almost produced, for the Rattlers, their first takeaway of the game, which is what that would have been.
Yeah, that's what they desperately needed right there. They at least forced Naz to attempt a field goal, not even thinking they're going to try and make this. Well, let's see what kind of return the Rattlers can get after the attempt.
About a 57-yard try with those narrow pipes at the end of it. Connor Mangum, the other Irishman. Clean snap and hold. That's going to be a line drive, returnable kick. Fielded halfway in the end zone by Jamal Miles. He gets a nice block. That's going to produce a flag. Looked like a good block to me. Jamal's all the way inside the 10-yard line, and that's just going to really, really hurt the Rattlers because that great return would have set them up nicely. But the officials are going to talk about it, but I don't know if they're going to say a hit on a defenseless player.
They're going to say defenseless player. I don't think you can put up much of an argument.
Head was on the right side.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team number 8. Half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10, Arizona.
And Floyd, whether you like it or not, I'm one of those that don't like it. You have to play by the rules. Right there, you have to turn into a basketball player. You shield, you screen, you do whatever you need to do. You know, there's a great block. I have no qualms about the block. It's just that it's illegal in today's football.
So in the old days, obviously that was not just, well, it wasn't frowned upon, it was smiled upon, right? In the old days, you did that. When did that change? Dale, about how long ago do you think that?
Well, first of all, you used old days 2 times in the same sentence. You're talking about me playing. I think it changed around 2010 when they tried to, quote-unquote, have player safety be a part of football.
Gotcha. Ball comes out in the end zone. That is recovered by Northern Arizona. An unbelievable turnabout. The ball came out of Drew Powell's hands.
Is a fumble recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
And the roof in the first half has officially caved in on the Rattlers. 3 interceptions thrown, now a fumble in the end zone for a Northern Arizona touchdown.
Well, the thing is, the ball comes loose two-man rush. That usually does not disturb Powell. But then you got Jaquan Artis, who actually dropped back initially, comes from about 10 yards back, able to get onto the football to recover it for the touchdown.
Drop kick good. And that tacks 2 more on. And an unbelievable final minute of the first half finds the Rattlers down by 20.
Look at that, two-man rush, pressure up the middle, great spin move right there by Lofton, the defensive end. Get your hand on the ball, knock it loose. Recover for a touchdown, and now you're looking at 34-14. I forget what the score was last week at this time, Floyd.
That guy right there making the play, Theo Majette, was a member of this Rattlers team last year. Played on the defensive line here.
Last week these two teams played. The Rattlers completely dominated the first half. You're seeing that here in the first half. Only everything's flipped. And it's just really difficult if you're going to make that many mistakes offensively that you're going to have a chance to win against a good football team.
4th turnover of the game. Well, the score stands at 34-14. The Rattlers have 3 timeouts remaining, but 8 seconds. If they spend a lot of that on the return, you would expect a return. You would expect nothing. Yep, that's, you're going to be forced to return that. It is picked up at the 5-yard line. Up the middle goes Isaiah Houston, and he's going to spend a little more than half of the time remaining. 3.6 seconds left here in this first half. And take a shot at the end zone, I guess.
Offside.
Maybe kick
Kicking
it.
team number 4. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. 1st and 10, Arizona.
It looks like the Rattlers will try to kick one. Get points of some kind before the half ends.
Kind of interesting. 20 yards, I'm not so sure down. 20 points, I'm not taking a shot at the end zone. Try and get a little momentum on our side.
$37-yard try from McInerney. Lots of leg on it. And wide left.
That is the end of the first half. Timeout in the field.
Did not work out the way the Rattlers had hoped in terms of gaining some points. And it's 34-14. Coach Guy is asking for the in-game production team to give another look to that. He wants to see, I think he's questioning that maybe the kick was good.
Well, he thought it was good. I saw his reaction, and does not look like they're going to give him an in-game replay. And good luck to Sandy down there having this interview.
Yeah. Coach Guy is with Sandy Charles.
Thanks, Floyd. Coach, defensively, how do you contain Ramad Jokiao Bowman, their number 1, going in the rest of the game?
Well, look, I mean, our defense has got a couple of stops. You know, I'm watching a replay here.
Really hard to see.
Tough to tell. He's gonna go ahead.
He's
gonna
he
review.
tossed, yes. Hey! He's tossing his review. Coach, what are you seeing?
What's that?
What did you just see?
Our defense has got a couple of stops. I mean, offensively, we're turning the ball over. We're not executing, and that's why we're getting our ass kicked.
Offensively, what do you need to do to get your passing game back in this game?
Well, we got to see the field. We knew they were going to drop their linemen. Okay, then we knew they were going to play zone this time around. They couldn't play us man last week, so they had to play zone, and we're not seeing the field.
Coach, thank you. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, there isn't a lot to say right now, and everything needed to be said was in the couple of sentences you get right there. I mean, you got to protect the football, Dale. You can't turn it over. 4 turnovers And the Wranglers have been masterful at turning that into points. The drop kick game has been pretty masterful as well, and the whole result there, big lead at halftime.
All I got to say, boys, I hope you're paying Sandy very well, because I would not have wanted to do that halftime interview.
Yeah. Halftime, everybody. We'll break it down in a moment. This is Arizona Rattlers football. Stand by.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
We at the IFL and our teams have always been involved in supporting the communities that support us. We have been honored to be able to help raise funds for local charities and schools. We've had opportunities to rightfully honor the first responders, the military, teachers, and other heroes of our communities. Our primary focus has been and will continue to be the youth in our local schools and programs. Our players have worked with them on the field of play, read with them in the classroom, and simply spent time with them as friends. We will continue these efforts, but feel it's time to bring nutrition into the fold. Build Your Base is the perfect partner for this edition. For the past 5 years, the Build Your Base program has been educating and empowering youth, high school, and college athletes to leverage the power of nutrition to support good health and athletic performance. Build Your Base will help us include a nutrition-based message into our time with local youth. We'll hold game time events in multiple communities throughout the 2023 season. Events will feature players visiting with local youth to play, visit, and have fun, all while teaching them about food, exercise, and nutrition. In 2023, look for game time events near you, as well as shared information about good health, good food, and good fun. Build Your Base will not just be the IFL's partner. Build Your Base will be our partner in our communities.
Hey, we're back, everybody, and it's halftime here at the Footprint Center, downtown Phoenix. Round one of the 2023 IFL playoffs, and it's not been a good effort yet from the Arizona Rattlers. 4 turnovers in the first half. You saw the touchdown scored on that fumble in the end zone just a moment ago. And give you a couple of numbers, Dale, that just tell the tale of this one. Nick Watson is 11 out of 15 for 168 yards throwing the football for Northern Arizona. Drew Powell is 1 of 11 for 6 yards.
So you're telling me he's completed more passes to them than the Rattlers?
Yeah, by a 3-1 margin.
Yeah. And that's going to get you beat against any good football team. You look at the playoff game. This is a team you beat handily last week. Yes, they had a little run in the third quarter. I just have a hard time in my mind believing that one player, and maybe I'm wrong, I play with a lot of great players, but if you're going to tell me RCB makes this much of a difference, I'm going to argue with you a little bit. But, boy, the defense is playing better for Naz. Offense is playing better. I know some guys were dinged up last week that didn't play. But what a tremendous effort by Northern Arizona here in the first half.
Yeah, they came to play last year in the Western Conference Championship game. They've come to play tonight after losing 3 in the regular season to to the Rattlers, including last week's game that was not as close as the scoreboard indicated. Those two onside kick recoveries early in the second half, yeah, they got points directly off of those. The Wranglers did. Made the game a lot closer. Got the game to within 5 points after it was much worse than that at halftime. But the game was really never as close as that indicated. Not last week, anyway. The Rattlers, I thought, far outplayed the Wranglers. What a completely different complexion to this game today. And it does come down to this. It comes down to the 4 turnovers. That's what it's all about in that first half.
The bigger the game, the more the turnovers count for you or against you. You can't beat a good team, turn the ball over 4 times in a half. It'll be interesting to see how they come out. The Rattlers obviously faced adversity early in the season. They haven't been down 34-14 at halftime since whenever I can remember. And remember now, Naz gets the ball to start the second half.
Yeah. Northern Arizona has done a good job, by the way, of, ball possession as well. You see that? We've given you that look several times there on the replays. That pass to Jamal Miles, that's the one completion in the first half from Drew Powell to any of his receiving core. It was a touchdown. But you got to have a lot more of that. And you got to have a lot more of that when the game demands it, when it's a playoff game. Just not happening. On the running end of things, the running game, Drew Powell, 9 rushes for 47 yards. Jamal Miles, 2 rushes for 13. Jagger Gardner's carried it 1 time for 2 yards, and that is the entire production of this offense from the first half. I mentioned on the other side, 11 of 15 for Nick Watson, 168 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He has not thrown an interception and really not been close. There was a pass behind his running back in one play that was tipped in the air, but nobody really near it to get hands on it and perhaps get an interception. That didn't happen. They're not running the football. Northern Arizona isn't even almost even flirting with it. They've run the ball a total of 5 times in the first half, and net gain of 1 yard or something like that. It's not even worth mentioning, really. But the score is, because at halftime it's Northern Arizona 34, the Arizona Rattlers 14. We'll take a timeout, and our halftime analysis continues in just a few moments, where Arizona Rattlers football is on the way.
The next pick of the draft, Bet Rivers selects Mark from Michigan.
This is a surprise. Well, sources tell me he's ready to go from same-game parlays to betting our new multi-game same-game parlay.
Where you can combine more than one same-game parlay in the same bet for bigger payouts.
Exactly, Dan. He's a fan of daily odds boost and Bet Rivers.
Bet Rivers award-winning customer service.
How'd you know?
I got sources too, Jerome. Bet Rivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
We at the IFL and our teams have always been involved in supporting the communities that support us. We have been honored to be able to help raise funds for local charities and schools. We've had opportunities to rightfully honor the first responders, the military, teachers, and other heroes of our communities. Our primary focus has been and will continue to be the youth in our local schools and programs. Our players have worked with them on the field of play, read with them in the classroom, and simply spent time with them as friends. We will continue these efforts, but feel it's time to bring nutrition into the fold. Build Your Base is the perfect partner for this edition. For the past 5 years, the Build Your Base program has been educating and empowering youth, high school, and college athletes to leverage the power of nutrition to support good health and athletic performance. Build Your Base will help us include a nutrition-based message into our time with local youth. We'll hold game time events in multiple communities throughout the 2023 season. Events will feature players visiting with local youth to play, visit, and have fun, all while teaching them about food, exercise, and nutrition. In 2023, look for game time events near you as well as shared information about good health, good food, and good fun. Build Your Base will not just be the IFL's partner. Build Your Base will be our partner in our communities.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
Thank you, Nova Home Loans. It is halftime here. The Arizona Rattlers hosting the Northern Arizona Wranglers in the first round of the 2023 playoffs. Not going too well for the Rattlers. 34-14, halftime advantage for Northern Arizona. Let's see if there's anything on the stat columns that begs for any more attention other than what we've given in the offensive numbers, Dale, that we looked at a moment ago, but I'm not seeing anything that really otherwise stands out. It is just plain old non-execution by the Rattlers. They're in the midst of an 8-game winning streak. In the 3 years I've been privileged to be a part of the Arizona Rattlers organization and broadcasting with the team, Dale, I think that as they continued an upward arc through the 8-game winning streak, you got into games 5 and 6, 7 and 8 of the winning streak. The team was playing better and better and better football, and I'm utterly dismayed by tonight's performance. I see nothing that even portended the potential of playing like this.
Again, I'm just going to point it out one more time, then we'll get on to the second half. You turn the ball over 4 times. You can't do that. You just plain can't do that. This defense got 2 stops in the first half. You play your normal Arizona Rattlers offense, and you get 2 stops in the first half, and you've got a lead, and you're in control of the football game. You can't overcome the 4 turnovers that this team has committed here in the first half. Now, can you? Yeah, everything's going to be flipped. Here starting the second half, the Rattlers are going to come out. They're kicking off. They're going to onside kick. If they can recover an onside kick or 2 and get a couple big plays, they could get back into this thing. But it's going to be fascinating to see how they respond here in the second half after having so much success through that 8-game winning streak and now struggling so much here in the first half.
Well, it's never over till it's over, but the Rattlers defense will have to come up with something as they give up the first possession to Northern Arizona to start that second half. Hey, there's just not a lot to say. Look at the score, 34-14. We'll come back for the start of the second half in just a moment, everybody. Northern Arizona in front by that 3-touchdown measure. Arizona Rattlers football continues here in the playoffs in just a moment.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
We at the IFL and our teams have always been involved in supporting the communities that support us. We have been honored to be able to help raise funds for local charities and schools. We've had opportunities to rightfully honor the first responders, the military, teachers, and other heroes of our communities. Our primary focus has been and will continue to be the youth in our local schools and programs. Our players have worked with them on the field of play, read with them in the classroom, and simply spent time with them as friends. We will continue these efforts, but feel it's time to bring nutrition into the fold. Build Your Base is the perfect partner for this edition. For the past 5 years, the Build Your Base program has been educating and empowering youth, high school, and college athletes to leverage the power of nutrition to support good health and athletic performance. Build Your Base will help us include a nutrition-based message into our time with local youth. We'll hold game time events in multiple communities throughout the 2023 season. Events will feature players visiting with local youth to play, visit, and have fun, all while teaching them about food, exercise, and nutrition. In 2023, look for game time events near you, as well as shared information about good health, good food, and good fun. Build Your Base will not just be the IFL's partner. Build Your Base will be our partner in our communities.
Hey, we're back, everybody, and Sandy Charles is ready with Coach Guy to start the second half.
Thanks, Floyd. Coach, what was your message to your team at the half?
Well, Nas put together a great half. We got to come out and put a great half together. We're going to have to be aggressive, and we're going to have to make, we got to come in and make some plays and execute. I mean, our problem is we're not executing. We had 4 turnovers in the first half and a 4th down stop to start the game. They outplayed us in the first half. We got to do a better job of executing.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you. Floyd?
Pretty basic, isn't it? I mean, it's football 101 at this point, Dale. You've got to execute better for your own sake, but I think Coach Guy nailed it. As good a half as Northern Arizona had, Arizona's got to have that kind of half here coming up in the second half, and they're quite capable with the arsenal that they have. The Rattlers can do it. Now we're going to see if they will do it.
They are very capable of doing it. We've seen them do that. We've seen them put up a ton of points in a half. You're playing a different football team. This football team now has a ton of confidence in itself. You're going to have the ball bounce your way. Some of these onside kicks, like last week, they're going to have to bounce into your hands. You're going to need a few breaks, and then you have to take advantage of them and make sure that when you have those opportunities, you capitalize. And I think it's a tall task. We've seen the Rattlers come back before. We've seen them face adversity. I can't remember the last time I saw them down, by 20 points going to the second half and look like the other team is by far the better team here in the first half.
Arizona is charged a timeout because there is no time remaining and has a challenge remaining.
Okay, so Reed Brotherton was speaking there. He's the referee, and the best I can tell in trying to determine the message he was giving, the Rattlers challenged or attempted to challenge the call of that made on that field goal, and they didn't win the challenge.
No, it was kind of fascinating. You don't get a look into that very often. As Sandy was sitting there with Kevin Guy as he's looking at the replay board, trying to challenge the play, which he did. And again, from our angle, did not look like it was good. But again, right now you had a challenge to try, and it didn't work.
And now there's a conference going on with the referee and the coaching staff from Northern Arizona.
Well,
and that's concluded.
So now, I thought they said they weren't challenged at timeout or weren't charged a timeout.
They were, actually, and here's the onside kick attempt that goes into the stands. That will give good field position to Northern Arizona, great field position on their opening second half possession. And, we talked about it, but that's pretty much what they had to do. The Rattlers had to onside here in this situation. And that'll give a very short field to Nick Watson and Ramad Jakial-Bowman in that team.
Well, again, you're counting on your defense to try and come up with some stops. No turnovers in the first half for Northern Arizona. Can they continue to play like they have? That's going to be the fascinating part. Can Watson play as well in the second half as he did in the first half?
He throws, and there is a pass interference. Dylan Winfrey is going to get flagged because he grabbed the arm of Sheldon Augustine as he came out of his break. And that'll move it half the distance, I believe. Be an automatic first down.
Pass interference. Defense, number 15. The foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So beyond half the distance. And it's first and goal for Northern Arizona.
All starts up front. Look at the protection. Nice job by that Naz offensive line. Tell you what, you got to give a ton of credit to Jared Ware, 5'10", 190 pounds, stepping up and blocking Connor Taylor, the blitzing linebacker, to give his quarterback Nick Watson an opportunity to throw that football.
They line him up, go in motion on the right side, and hand it off to Ware. And he is wrapped up and spun forward. It's Devontae Merriweather who came in and made the tackle on Gerard Ware Jr. But that'll advance the ball to about the 1-yard line. Yep, that's where they're going to mark it. It'll be second down and goal right there for the Wranglers.
Again, I don't think you have any qualms with the way this defense has played tonight, other than they have not been able to force a turnover. But you got to give Naz some credit with that too. Watson has not given him many opportunities.
Hey, in a league where you double the point total for the Wranglers, 68 points, that's achieved a lot by teams in this league or thereabouts. So to only score 34 on 4 takeaways, we get a marker down on this play. Dale, to only come away with 34 points in the first half on those takeaways, maybe
offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty. It's second down.
There's the false start. Maybe that speaks to what you're talking about, that the defense is really not. They haven't played bad football.
No, in my mind, the defense played winning football in the first half. You get 2 stops. You get 2 stops in the first half, 2 stops in the second half. That's winning football. If you can throw a turnover in there, great. But this defense has played well enough to win tonight, even with the return of RCB, who is arguably the best wide receiver in the indoor football league.
Second and goal, 6-yard line. Throw toward the corner. That is Jakial-Bowman. He hauls in the pass as a marker down the back judge through his flag. And that's away from where Bowman made his break in his route.
There is no foul on the play for illegal defense. The ruling the field is a touchdown.
So there's the touchdown for the Wranglers, and they get to 40 to 14. A league that is built around lots of offensive production, lots of scoring. Anything can happen. You could turn a game like this around, but of course it is very difficult to do it. And here is the try for 2 points. And it looks pretty good from this angle, and it is good. 2 more tacked on by Connor Mangum. 42 to 14 is our score. Wranglers in front. Stand by. More Arizona Rattlers football to come.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl means 100 for Tucson. Over 100 million to boost our local economy since 2015. Plus, 100% of all profits to local charities. Over 4 million. And the Bowls Heroes program gives thousands of tickets to our vets, active military, first responders, and teachers. Learn more and buy tickets to the December 30th game at thearizonabowl.com.
Well, one of the questions that I asked Kevin Guy yesterday when I spoke to him was, I asked him if he's ever had a team that peaked too early, and he said, yeah, he has in the past. And there was this upward trajectory over the 8-game winning streak that the Rattlers embarked upon. And I would ask you, Dale, does it feel like maybe the Rattlers peaked too early? They played their best football in that last 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season, and just really hard to maintain the emotional level.
Well, I will tell you what my opinion is after this kickoff. Well, not sure exactly why one official's halfway on the field.
The ready for play whistle was not started. We'll have a re-kick.
That's why. But it did give away the plan for the kick.
Well, they've been doing that all day, and it's kind of confounded the Rattlers.
Kick a line drive?
You never know how that ball is going to bounce. You know, Floyd, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't believe this team peaked too soon. I think this team was on the upward trajectory. There's some days that you come out and it's inexplicable how you play. There's no rhyme. There's no reason. And that's tonight for this Rattler team, because I watch them and it's like you almost don't recognize the team on the football field.
Ball fielded at the goal line, and the tackle made at about the 15-yard line. That's where Jamal Miles brings it out for the Rattlers, their first second-half possession.
And I have, to answer your question, I have been on teams that have maybe peaked too soon. I've been obviously on 3 Super Bowl championship teams that peaked at the right time. There's no planning in that. There's no, hey, we're going to not play really good to start, and then we're going to get on a roll and all that. You know, you mentioned it in the open, the fact that the second, third, fourth week were basically the same starting lineup for this football team. But I'm just watching this offense, and where there were big plays down the field last week, especially in that first half. And Coach Guy knew what Northern Arizona was going to do. They're going to change up their coverages, and we're going to play the same as last week. This defensive backfield for the Wranglers, I mean, it looks like it's got 4 Indoor Football League first team all defenders, because there's been nobody open for the Rattlers, and a lot of indecision at quarterback.
Well, Drew Powell's going to break the pocket, hit up the field, and gain 7 yards for a first down.
As a runner knee was down before the ball came loose. First down.
And this comes after only the second completion of the game on that first down play to gain 5 yards over the middle. So move the ball, advance the ball to the 23-yard line. It's time to go to work, fellas. Rattlers down 42-14.
Well, the Wranglers, they're perfectly fine. Go ahead and take time off the clock. Take plays to score. Go ahead and, chip away at this. But the clock is our friend right now. Last week, it was the Rattlers' friend.
And that pass is caught by Jagger Gardner out of the backfield. And Jagger's got 5 yards on the play. So that is a total of 16 yards passing so far in the game for the Rattlers.
And I think, obviously, we've talked about the Rattlers' offense, Drew Powell's struggles. I think you got to give a lot of credit to Northern Arizona, their coaching staff, and all that for coming up with a game plan.
This one, wide open, right side, pass caught by Jagger Gardner. Lots of pressure. Drew Powell hung in on that pressure, dropped the pass into the hands of Jagger for the touchdown.
And again, you send your running back out. They still bring linebackers, so there's going to be pressure right in your quarterback's face. He's going to take a shot. Still able to complete the pass for the touchdown.
McInerney on to try the point after. And he will nail that one down the middle. So that cuts the lead right now. Cuts it to, doubled, 42-21. And again, the work continues. Well, if you get a stop of some kind here, defensively, you get a takeaway, and you cash that in, turn that into points, you start to feel a lot better about yourself, start to feel a lot better. And at that point, the complexion of this game can really change completely, entirely for the Rattlers and their fans.
Boy, the way that the Rattlers have a chance to get back into this game, they're going to continue the onside kick. They recover a couple of them, and then they score quickly, and now all of a sudden you turn it in like last week. I'd kind of forgotten the game got down to 5 points.
Yeah.
And everybody got a little quiet here in the snake pit.
And now the players are starting to get fired up.
Yeah.
That's Jagger Gardner who scored the touchdown. He is getting fired up. And a lot of these Rattler faithful getting to their feet now. A lot of these fans have stayed. And you give it up for Rattler Nation. The majority of the fans that bought tickets and came out to the playoffs today have stayed. They're still here and still supporting the team.
Well, Floyd, would you want to go out there in 115 degrees? Or you want to stay in here and enjoy some air conditioning you don't have to pay for?
I'd way rather be here right now. Here's the kick. This one is going to go deep toward the corner. That one is going to be out of bounds. It'll come out to I believe now the 25.
Ball was kicked out of bounds to the air by rule. Be placed at the 25-yard line. First and 10.
I'm not sure don't think that was Kevin Guy's strategy.
And I don't think he was trying to kick it out. I think he was trying to just kick it to the corner.
Yeah. But again, when things are going good, that ends up in the corner. And we've seen that happen this season.
Yeah, you're right about that.
When you struggle a little bit, it just misses the corner. Now they have great field position.
When you're getting the breaks, you just keep getting the breaks, don't you? Not that time. 42-21, Wranglers in front. 9.5 or just below that remaining. Third quarter. And it's thrown out of bounds. Becomes a souvenir. Nick Watson, very sportsmanlike in lobbing it out there so somebody didn't have to try and make a catch on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
But that's smart quarterback play. Obviously, you've got the lead, so you're in a little different situation. But no receivers are open. You don't see a receiver that's open. You're rolling out, buying a little extra time. I'm going to get rid of this football. The clock continues to run in an indoor football league, and we'll live to see second down.
And Watson puts them in motion. The second down play, pass over the middle, and that's incomplete. The official in the middle of that play might have been the umpire right there. He kind of was, he became an obstacle, and Ryan Wisniewski could not get he couldn't fix his eyes on the ball in time to make that catch. You'll probably get a good look on the Nova Home Loans instant replay right here.
I mean, imagine being the receiver. You got an official ducking in front of you. You know you're going to get hit from behind. Ball's flying at you. It's not for the meek. I promise you that.
A lot of action right there in the middle of the field, and it converged into a incomplete pass. High snap, but markers down. False start on the offense.
Yeah, they're going to see a double clutch on the center.
Go snap. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Well, let me tell you this. Again, I think he's obviously done a tremendous job tonight with his snapping. Last week we saw a lot of struggles with Anthony Barber. Done a tremendous job tonight. I think last week that Harold Love got into his mind a little bit. And having to block Harold Love affected some of his snapping. That's the thing about being a center. Nothing matters if you don't get the ball back to the quarterback. I don't care how good you block or how bad if your snap's not good.
Another high snap, and the quarterback goes down. Ball is loose. The Rattlers have it for an apparent touchdown.
Let's see if he's down, Floyd. No, he never had the ball when he was down. Tremendous job.
There's a chance it gets reviewed. There's a chance it gets looked at, but no, he never had possession, did he?
He did not. What tremendous job again. 2 times in a row. Goes to show you, Floyd, you can't give centers much credit.
Boy, look at the effort. Connor Taylor gets the touchdown, but Chris Terrell and the hustle, playing like his playoff life depended on it to get to the quarterback, chase him down, and keep him from making that recovery. That's a great effort by Terrell. That's a great touchdown for the Rattlers, and we'll be back in just a moment, football fans. Rattlers on the comeback, 42-28 here in the third quarter. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Next pick of the draft, Bet Rivers selects Mark from Michigan.
This is a surprise. But sources tell me he's ready to go from same-game parlays to betting our new multi-game same-game parlay.
Where you can combine more than one same-game parlay in the same bet for bigger payouts.
Exactly, Dan. He's a fan of daily odds boost and Bet Rivers.
Bet Rivers award-winning customer service.
How'd you know?
I got sources too, Jerome. Bet Rivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
Take another look at the Nova Home Loans instant replay. Rattler Nation. Ball out, ball loose. No question about it. Connor Taylor at the end with the touchdown.
Well, how many times did we see that in the first half last week, Floyd? High right, high right, high right. That means you're trying to block before you finish your snap. Let's see if Harold Love can continue to keep pressure on him.
And a swarming tackle on the coverage. And there's a little body language at the end of it. Look at the Wranglers, a little slow, they've lost a little bit of that skip in their step.
If somebody could ever come up with the formula for momentum, Floyd, the formula for momentum, you'd be richer than Jeff Bezos or John, whatever Bezos' name, and the guy that did Tesla and all that, I promise you. Because nobody knows or understands momentum, but the Rattlers have it right now.
6:23 on the clock.
And offsides.
There's markers everywhere. They were going to hand the ball off to Jaquiel Bowman.
Justice Smith.
Offense, number 65. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Some more momentum for the Rattlers as we check in with Sandy Charles.
Hey, Floyd, yes, it's definitely a momentum shift down here, and a key part of that momentum shift going into halftime was Connor Taylor, and you just saw him snag that touchdown. Connor was the one going up to Drew Powell, lifting his chin, going up to each player on this team saying, hey, we got this, lock in. So now it's only fitting that he got that touchdown, the defensive touchdown.
He's the guy that added the points with the recovery. And he lines up on defense. Here he comes on the blitz. And the quarterback will run it out of the end zone, and the Rattlers are all over Nick Watson. And the Rattlers are loving it. That's Harold Love right in the middle. Devontae Merriweather, part of that tackle. And they're going to mark the ball at the 4-yard line.
Interesting right there. RCB was running around. You're going to see him. Guy in motion goes down. Looks like he grabs that left leg, left calf. Physicality by this Rattler defense. And yes, the momentum is clearly on their side. And these are situations, Floyd, where the Rattlers that we know, you come up with a turnover. This defense forces another turnover.
Haven't heard from Dylan Winfrey in a while, right? He's going to come up in coverage. They're going to throw deep. The ball is behind Wisniewski, and the pressure definitely having an impact on that play on Watson. It's incomplete. Downfield, and that will bring up 3rd down and 15.
No doubt about it as you sit here and watch this defense, and we've talked about that all season long. Pressure, pick, coverage, sack, pressure there. And I'm telling you what, if Jermaine Dobbs had seen the ball in the air, he could have went and made a play on that and got an interception. Watson just threw it up for grabs.
Every play getting bigger and bigger as we count down the 3rd quarter minutes in this one. Stepping into a pass over the middle. Pass is caught. Quick tackle by Devontae Merriweather as he was step for step with Gerard Ware. Very short gain on the forward pass, and that brings up 4th down.
Wow. Wow. Watch Merriweather close on this. The physicality, the confidence. What a tremendous job. There's a lot of field there, a lot of open field. As sure a tackle as you're going to see in the game of football.
Hey, it took a while, but the Rattlers are fired up now. 3:40 remaining in the 3rd period. And the Wranglers are going to give the football up. Here's the kick try, and that's into the stands for no return. That's going to cross somewhere around the 20, I think, of the Rattlers. I think that's about where they're going to mark the football.
Now remember, the reason why you do that, Floyd, is the fact that when you line up to kick a field goal, you got a bunch of helistrays out there on the
Ball
field.
was kicked out of bounds in the air. By rule, will be placed at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Arizona.
And you don't want us running 40 yards downfield trying to cover when you've got somebody like Jamal Miles returning the kick. You just to kick it out of bounds, live with where it went, rather than seeing guys like me trying to break down and make a tackle in the open field.
Hey, if the Rattlers punch this one in, they get the points out of this possession. Forget everything you knew about the first half. Big moments right now. And a false start, I believe, on the offense.
A lot of confusion.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. It's 1st down.
That's all right. That's not going to hurt you a whole
No,
lot.
it's not
going to
hurt you a lot. I feel bad for Cole Carter. There were 7 of the 8 guys who messed that up, and they're going to blame it on Cole Carter. Come on, pick somebody.
Somebody's got to. You want a guy with a running back or receiver number,
yes.
don't you? Okay, stepping up, Drew Powell. And he's going to go through 2 defenders, stays on his feet, fighting for more yards. And Drew, so hit coming in at the end. They're not going to throw a flag on that. That's a 10-yard gain. That is a hard-fought 10-yard gain by Drew Powell.
It is, and that ball was out there like a loaf of bread. Make sure you wrap that up. Love your tenacity, Drew. Love your competitiveness. You see him break through. Nobody open again. Great coverage downfield, but right here, get that ball wrapped up. Don't let it be hanging out there. That's when it can be knocked loose.
I got to tell you, Dale, none of that's going to resonate with Drew right now. After that first half, Drew is going to do everything he can at every moment. Here's a pass over the middle. Broken tackle, and Jagger is going to take it to the 6-yard line. Moves like Jagger to the 6 to make it 1st and goal.
Did you see that explosion? I've not seen that this year from Jagger Gardner. I mean, he caught this ball and watched the explosion upfield right here, catch it, bam! Look at him go. He's running over people, physicality, all those things you want to see in your running back.
Final 95 seconds of the 3rd period. Jamal Miles, speed sweep to the corner, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona! Somebody better find out exactly what Coach Guy said to his team at halftime. Try to bottle that a little bit. Get some of that for your team. If you're a coach, find that tape, because that speech has ignited this team in the second half. McInerney, and he's going to knock it through. 49.9 seconds remaining, third quarter as we grab a timeout. It's Northern Arizona 42, and the Arizona Rattlers storming back with 35. Arizona Rattlers football continues in just a moment.
With the final pick of the draft, BetRivers has selected Izzy from Illinois.
Love this pick. Izzy does her research using the BetRivers.com sportsbook app to access player and team stats before betting her multi-game, same-game parlay for a bigger payout.
She's also discovered that they have odds boosts and award-winning customer service.
That's true, Dan.
And that Jerome can eat an entire pizza by himself.
Also true.
BetRivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
Every body is different. Some get injured while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
National Championship Football in Vegas. The Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Championship. The best indoor football in the world in Vegas. August 5th at the Dollar Loan Center. The best in the country collide, and a national champion will be crowned. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours at IFLNationalChampionship.com.
Back in, everybody, and do get those tickets. And if you're a Rattlers fan, do not give up on your team. Drew Powell has helped to turn things around here in the second half. And 42-35. If the Rattlers can come up with a stop, how big would that be as we close out the third quarter? Kick fielded and brought back. And a good tackle made in the open field on the cutback by the return man, Jacob Moss.
Again, you sit here and watch this team, Floyd. Look at the black jerseys flying around. The emotion, the excitement. It's so fun to watch this. And as I said earlier, this momentum thing. It's just, if somebody could ever figure out a way to bottle it up, make a lot of money.
Hand off to Wisniewski, and he is going to be stuck in the backfield. Connor Taylor stepping up, and Connor Taylor feeling it with that defense, and a big hit on Wisniewski in the backfield. That'll be a loss. Another tackle for loss. Several of those in the game, by the way. That is a tackle for 2 yards lost on the play.
Yeah, make sure you give credit to Ulrich Jones here, who made him cut back into where his buddies were, and that's where Connor Taylor was. Jones not going to get any credit on this play, but he forced the play back inside.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Football fans, Rattler Nation, stick around. What a game we've got for you. And we go to the fourth period. The Wranglers leading by 7. Stand by for more Arizona Rattlers football.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl means 100 for Tucson. Over $100 million to boost our local economy since 2015. Plus, 100% of all profits to local charities. Over $4 million. And the Bowls Heroes program gives thousands of tickets to our vets, active military, first responders, and teachers. Learn more and buy tickets to the December 30th game at thearizonabowl.com.
Back in for the start of the fourth quarter here. Arizona Rattlers football, everybody. Floyd Simmons along with Dale Hellestray, our sideline reporter. That's Sandy Charles. And another great look at the best in the business. The Arizona Sidewinders. Well, the Rattlers have outscored Northern Arizona 21-7 here in the second half to make this just a one-touchdown game again. So it's a brand new game. At this point, just down 7.
I was going to ask Floyd,
forget everything about that first half.
Did anything happen in the third quarter we should be aware of?
Yeah, game turned around. Game turned completely around. Here comes pressure on Watson. Throw downfield, broken up. Good defense. Devontae Merriweather making the play, breaking it up. And I thought there might have been an early jump on the left side. I thought there might have been a false start.
There was. I think Kevin Guy saw it. Since it's incomplete, brings up third down. He's not going to challenge it. But those are the plays you did not see Watson make in the first half. Rolling to his left, throwing back across his body late, which is where turnovers happen. We didn't see him do this in the first half. Great pressure again by Ulrich Jones, who's having himself one heck of a football game.
Third down and 12. Another loss a moment ago. Here's a pass that skips in, and the pressure seems to be getting to Nick Watson. Incomplete behind Ryan Wisniewski to bring up fourth down and 12 as we check in again with Sandy.
Thanks, Floyd. Yes, you and Dale mentioning Ulrich Jones a lot. And I know I told you guys a few games ago that his ritual, how he has to watch a Michael Myers movie, The Halloween, every Friday. Well, I finally was able to ask him why. He says, I'm built like a machine. Everything in me is just clockwork, so I have to start my Friday night like that. I'm really superstitious, he said, so I have to be locked in, and Halloween is what does it for me. So that's his why.
Yeah, I would agree. Big fella is a machine. False start again on the offense. And again, the momentum.
Legal snap. Offense number 66. Half the distance to the goal. Fourth down.
Okay, illegal snap. We haven't heard that one called in a while.
Well, you sit there and look at things now, the changes they're making. Obviously, you don't notice when they make a center change unless something goes bad. Thomas Mahoney there is stepping in for number 52, Anthony Barber, after those couple bad snaps. And now again, Northern Arizona going to give the ball back to Arizona.
So we're going to see the ball get kicked out of bounds again. The equivalent of a 62-yard try right here. And that's going to be in the field of play. A line drive kick that's fielded. It's going to be great field position for the Rattlers. Marker is down. Thrown by the referee from in front of the play. We'll see if it stands as a great return to the Wranglers' 17-yard line.
See all those big guys trying to cover. It's not a pretty sight.
During the return, personal foul, illegal blindside block, receiving team number 10. 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10, Arizona.
It's not the most costly of penalties, especially at the time of the game, but you certainly don't like to have it.
Well, you don't, and again, all players know about it, as I've told you, especially us old school guys. You can disagree with it, and you can say, hey, they softened football and all that nonsense, but it's a rule. It's a rule, so you got to play by the rules. If you want to play the game, play by the rules.
And you saw it right there on that last look there, thinking of Nova Home Loans, our presenting replay sponsors. The Nova Home Loans replay look there showed that the coverage player for the Rattlers, or the Wranglers, certainly was hit in blindside fashion. Drew Powell with pressure, throws into the stands. And a marker down late.
That's going to be rough from the quarterback, I believe.
There's a lot of pressure coming at him.
Foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 14, high contact, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, they get the yardage back.
Again, you're gonna see it here. I mean, you didn't see the very end there, but you know as a defender, you can't hit the quarterback in the helmet. Let's see if we see it here. If I'm a Naz fan, I'm gonna push back on that a little bit, but Drew Powell's head did go backwards. As a defender, you know that is the rules that you're playing by.
First down play, the ball at the 20 of Northern Arizona. Powell is flushed, pass is caught, and it'll be about a 6-yard gain to Jamal Miles. There is a marker down in the middle of the field, however.
Got to be some sort of illegal defense or illegal contact where that flag is thrown.
Defense, Northern Arizona number 4 was inside the belt, not mirroring at the snap. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
I was just going to comment. We haven't seen that penalty. We haven't heard that penalty called today. Inside the belt, not mirroring. And this is the only place on the planet you get to see it, the IFL.
Yeah, that is very, very true. Not a whole lot of discord by Northern Arizona right now. They weren't arguing the call. But again, just this momentum, first down and 5 as we approach 12 minutes left here in the fourth quarter.
Big moment. The Rattlers can tie the football game. Snap it, Powell up the middle, jailbreak. The screen pass, Jagger Gardner upended at the 2-yard line. And the Rattlers will be right there. After the gain of 13, they'll be sitting at the doorstep, first and goal, 6 feet away from going 1 down and a point after to tie this game.
What a play call by Kevin Guy. We know they run screens. What a time to call it. That pass rush flying upfield. Perfectly timed, perfectly called, and executed by the Rattlers. First and goal, as you said, at the 2-yard line.
That momentum shift continues. Drew puts him in motion, fakes right, runs left, and Drew Powell is in the end zone for a touchdown!
I don't know, Floyd. It'd be interesting to know what the greatest playoff comeback in Rattler history is. We may be witnessing it.
It was 34-14 at halftime. That was a completely different football game. And the snap is going to bounce back. It's going to roll its way back to George Reyna. And he dives on it.
Not sure why you don't get up and try and make a play.
Well, if it's scooped up by the defense, they can return that. But in this case, not going to happen. 10.5 minutes remaining in regulation, everybody. Northern Arizona still in front, but just by 1. Stand by. More Arizona Rattlers football is on the way.
If DJ Citizen Jane quit on her passion for music, she never would have left her career as a detective to pursue it. If she let starting at the bottom scare her, she never would have hustled to play bigger and bigger shows. And if she was content with being one of the best Latina artists in Miami, she wouldn't be electrifying the crowd in sold-out shows around the world. That's the fighting spirit. That's what makes a lion. Modelo, root for those with a fighting spirit.
With the next pick of the draft, BetRivers selects Mark from Michigan.
This is a surprise. Where sources tell me he's ready to go from same-game parlays to betting our new multi-game same-game parlay.
Where you can combine more than one same-game parlay in the same bet for bigger payouts.
Exactly, Dan. He's a fan of daily odds boosts and BetRivers.
BetRivers award-winning customer service.
How'd you know?
I got sources too, Jerome. BetRivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
Hey, welcome back into the Twilight Zone, everybody, where the first half, on the strength of 4 Arizona turnovers, belonged to Northern Arizona. They built a 34-14 halftime lead, but since then, it has been a completely different game. And one of the factors in that, Dale, is that we haven't heard from Ramad Jakiel-Bowman. He hasn't done anything in the second half. This Rattlers defense has been pretty stellar. And here's a return that comes out to near the 20-yard line mark. This one down at the 19. First down coming up for the Wranglers. 10:25 remaining in the football game.
Well, and obviously the Rattlers came into the game knowing how good that RCB was. I'm not so sure that little move on the motion, they didn't tweak something that maybe he doesn't have full acceleration. We know he missed last week's game due to some type of muscle issue. Has that reared its ugly head again? I know the Rattlers are playing better, but boy, number one is really, really good to kind of disappear like this here in the second half.
Motion. And once again, I'm telling you, that's an early jump on the front line. The Wranglers, I feel like have done that all night.
Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty. First down.
A number of times getting out of their stance early have not been called. That time it's caught.
Well, and I'm going to tell you something that we never stood for, all right, when I played. You don't show up your fellow offensive lineman. Justice Smith there, that's his second pre-start penalty. Got a new center in there, Thomas Mahoney. You know what? You say something to him under your breath in the huddle. You don't act like a wide receiver and do all the, pointing and yelling and screaming. This team, interesting, facing adversity. How is Northern Arizona going to respond in the fourth quarter?
First down and 15 from their own 14. Number 13 fires behind the receiver, and it is intercepted, tipped and picked off. That's Chris Page, and he returns it inside the 15-yard line. Another big Rattlers second half play.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at the reaction time, hand underneath the football, going full speed one way, goes the other. Again, those are throws that we did not see from Nick Watson in the first half, throwing a little bit behind his intended receiver. That looked like it was Wisniewski. Ball bounces up in the air. Fantastic job by Page. Getting his hands under the football, and now we're under 10 minutes left. Rattlers have the ball down 1.
I talked to Coach Guy yesterday about Chris Page and the acquisition, and they signed him, and that's a recent signing. He hadn't been with the team for a couple of weeks. Recent signing because they really love his athleticism. They love what he can do and what he brings to this team. And what a play, what a time for it. And with 9 minutes remaining, the Rattlers can take their first lead of the football game. Fake it to Houston. Up the middle goes Drew Powell to the 7-yard line. 6 yards gained on the play.
And I don't know about you, boy, but I love to watch body language. And I don't care if it's a football game or just people on the street. The body language, as we see the replay here, Watson throwing the ball behind his receiver. We saw a bunch of that last week. Had not seen it in the first half here tonight. Again, a little bit of pressure. Rattlers doing a nice job bringing that pressure up the middle. Ball comes out a little late and behind, able to get the interception. Now the offense has the ball in great field position.
Up under center now is Drew Powell from the 7-yard line. Drew's going to drop and throw. Right side, Jamal Miles. The catch made, out of bounds. He goes after the catch right at the line to gain. That'll be a first down, first and goal for the Rattlers inside the 5, about the 3-yard line. And they are that close. The Rattlers are that close to taking the lead.
The nonchalance with which Jamal Miles catches this football. It's going over the dasher board. We saw it called before, incomplete pass when the ball hit the dashboard. Jamal Miles reaches over it with his big paws, makes sure it doesn't touch anything, brings it in, is able to pick up the first down.
And if there's a nonchalant, there's got to be a chalant. I wonder what that is. What's a chalant? Is that
well,
this?
There it is.
Is that this? Is that a touchdown by Jamal Miles to put the team in front? The Rattlers have taken the lead.
There's a non, and then there's a chalant. He did them in consecutive plays. Tremendous job up front. Tremendous play call by Kevin Guy. And then you execute the play.
It took about 22 minutes and 50 seconds for the Rattlers to complete the comeback and get the lead. Now the game's still played, right? We still got 6. We'll have 6.5 minutes by the time the ball goes back to Northern Arizona. But what a stunning, stunning turnabout. Fake it, go for 2, and Drew's going to go down early. That's a pretty good job. In pursuit was Tarek Miller, and able to make that tackle. Rattlers will stay at 5 points in front as we grab us a timeout. Wow. How do you like it, everybody? Arizona 47, Northern Arizona 42. This is Arizona Rattlers football.
Every body is different. Some get injured while others wear down. At Ortho Arizona, your unique condition is at the center of what we do. With over 20 locations and 70 physicians in the Valley, we offer orthopedic procedures, therapy, and athletic performance for the most important reason of all, getting you back to an active, pain-free life. Ortho Arizona, your destination for quality orthopedic care since 1994.
The Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl means 100 for Tucson. Over 100 million to boost our local economy since 2015. Plus, 100% of all profits to local charities. Over 4 million. And the Bowls Heroes program gives thousands of tickets to our vets, active military, first responders, and teachers. Learn more and buy tickets to the December 30th game at thearizonabowl.com.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
Hey, what a difference a half can make. Drew Powell has come out in the second half and completed all 6 of his pass attempts for 2 touchdowns, 64 yards. Compared to that first half, night and day. And the lead now belongs to the Arizona Rattlers for the first time today, 47-42. Masterful. And the kick is punched and fielded at the goal line. Broken tackle, and down the sideline toward midfield goes Sheldon Augustine from Northern Arizona. And a marker thrown way late after the play. Northern Arizona player was coming over and talking to the official.
Well, again, when you're faced with this adversity, how are you going to respond? And Augustine being talked to by Rod Windsor, the offensive coordinator.
Feels like an unsportsmanlike, doesn't it?
I did not see anything. Officials huddling. But again, you find out about your team when you're hit in the mouth with adversity like this. You got guys trying to lift each other up. They're calling for...
Was there a fan involved? Let's see if there is a discussion about a fan involvement here. Here's this, and here's this. Yeah, that's not going to fly. I think the official's going to have a problem with that. They brought security out, and they're going to look at. They might look at some video to see who might have reached out there. The referee is Reed Brotherton, the umpire Jake Shoemate, head linesman Mark Warner, line judge Justin Nash, and the back judge is Kanan Keyser.
Yeah, not sure why it's a fact. I can see trying to catch a football.
So the guy in the gray shirt, he needs to just put his hands down. I mean, if he wants to have any chance of sticking around, he might be invited to go watch this one on our YouTube broadcast.
Well, and the shame of it is it could likely cost the Rattlers 15 yards. And remember, momentum and everything was going for the Rattlers. Anything.
There are fouls by both teams. Fan interference on Arizona. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Northern Arizona. Number 2 is first of the game. Those fouls offset. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona.
I wonder if we can watch a little post-play action by Augustine right here, because he might have, like, his reaction might have been about the fan, right? And it was. He took issue with the guy coming out and trying to tackle him or force a turnover, and now there goes that fan. He is invited to go watch the rest of the game on our broadcast.
Keep your hands out of the cookie jar. You see some hands folded.
And this is not the time with 6:18 left that you want to lose your front row seat. Just a bad decision, but a great job on defense by Connor Taylor as he knifes through and makes the tackle on the running back, carrying the ball, Jerron Ware, and he's got maybe a yard on the play.
Watch this closing speed. Taylor right in the middle of your screen there. Watch him get out there. Again, a great sure tackle, and who's there to make sure the tackle's made? Number 8, Devontae Merriweather to clean things up.
Not a tackle for loss. Several of those today by the Rattler defense. This one for very shorts. Just a 1-yard gain. And a new quarterback. Garrett Kettle is in the game. And Garrett is going to get wrapped up. He is going to also get the advantage of a foul. Somebody got him up about the helmet. So that's probably going to be a 15-yarder, unfortunately, for the Rattler defense.
And you got another flag downfield. There might be 3 penalties on this play.
2 fouls in the play. Illegal contact. Defense number 15. That penalty's declined. Personal foul. Face mask. Number 91. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
And you know, again, Floyd, you and I have talked throughout the season, and Coach Guy is not going to get upset about this. This is an effort penalty.
Correction, half the distance to the goal. First down.
I mean, he's chasing after the quarterback. Quarterback ducks. His hand gets cut. This is not a pre-snap or post-whistle penalty. Just trying to make a play.
Boy, that's dangerous, wasn't it? I mean, he twisted the helmet all the way around. Garrett Kettle is just dangerous. He's still in there. He's lined up. Takes the snap. Pumps once, right side. Throws to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Just threw it away. And again, great defense, good pursuit. Helping to get there and apply some pressure. Boy, that big body of Uric Jones chasing him down from that right side of the defense.
Doing a tremendous job rushing the passer. Just kind of kept my eye there on RCB on that last play, and you can tell he's definitely hampered by whatever the injury is. He doesn't have the same explosion he did in the first half when he was uncoverable for the Arizona Rattlers.
Well, he's made 1 catch in the second half for minimal yardage for the game. 6 catches for 112 yards. I think he had 106 at halftime. Throw toward him, toward the corner, and it's incomplete off the fingertips as he goes diving into the concrete area.
Wow, that can't feel good.
No.
That's concrete down there.
And what an effort, though, huh?
Giving everything he has, everybody understands. It's win or you go home. You see him laying out. Gets his hand on it. Got to keep your head on a swivel if you're back there.
Takes a fan with him.
Yeah.
Four minutes remaining in this one, everybody. And the Rattlers in front by 5. Third down play. Kettle looking left, throwing that way the entire way, and he sails it. Came out, a bit of a wounded duck right from his hand. Sailed it over Wisniewski's head, incomplete.
Well, kind of interesting here. Obviously, this is a little bit of what we saw first half of last week. The quarterback's not being very accurate throwing the football. Again, receivers open. Got to bring the ball down a little bit. You pick it up, and you got a first down.
Timeout. Northern Arizona, their first. 60 seconds in length.
So a timeout is called. And it comes with 3:27 remaining. We stay here with it, everybody, as you get a look at the great crowd here at the Snake Pit, the Footprint Center, downtown Phoenix, home of the Phoenix Suns and the Arizona Rattlers as well. Great turnout by the fans once again. And you know what? Most of them stayed even after that first half, and they're glad that they did, Dale Hellestrade, because they have been witness to an amazing comeback today. Sandy Charles, thoughts on that as well?
Yes, Floyd, from where I'm sitting, that I've sat all season long, I have never seen something like tonight. Anytime the Rattlers do anything good, whether that's defensively or offensively, every hand in this arena goes up, every single one of them. So it is a sea of hands just celebrating, and everyone, it's double hands. I haven't just seen one hand, it's all double hands over their head. It's been really cool to see.
Whatever you thought about the first half, yeah, that's a distant memory, everybody. And now the defense for the Rattlers with a huge opportunity. Nick Watson is back in at quarterback, 4th down and 10. And that's going to be a penalty on the offense. I don't know, is it possible we give the credit on this this lack of snapping it on time to the crowd? Dale?
There's obviously something going on with the communication.
Delay a game. Defense, number 99. Mimicking the signals of the offense, causing a false start. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
I did not see that one coming. 4th and 5 on the way. Was that Harold Love?
Well, they called it on Harold Love. Obviously, we're not going to see anything on the replay other than the receivers are 5 yards downfield.
How do they know? How can they tell it with the noise in the arena? How did they know that Harold was mimicking the call?
That's when you'd love to be able to talk to the officials, and it had to be the umpire standing behind the linebacker who heard something.
Or maybe the referee did some lip reading. I don't know. Under 3.5 remaining in the game. Watson from his back foot throws, and is that caught? Yeah, it is caught. Ramad Jakial-Bowman had to slow up for the pass. The hit came on him, and yet he was able to hang in there and make that catch for the touchdown.
Well,
there is an injured player on the field
for injury.
There's 2 guys that ran into each other. You're wondering about an illegal pick down in the end zone. See if we can see it. It's going to be on the left of your screen.
Yeah, Chris Page is the guy that went down. Didn't really see it right there.
See if we can see it from this view. Coach Guy wanted an illegal pick called.
It is very difficult to keep Ramad Jakial-Bowman down, even if he's dinged up like he is. He hadn't been 100% in the second half. Probably hadn't been 100% for the entire game, but that is going to be his 3rd touchdown catch of the evening. Make it 4th. Sorry about that. 4 touchdowns on 7 catches for 120 yards.
Well, and it's one of those things. Boy, it's so interesting to me the way that Rod Windsor and Les Moss are running this team. Whoever's the hot hand is in a quarterback. That's usually pretty tough to do.
Here comes the kick for the 2 points, and that's going to be wide left, just a little bit left. It's a little risk reward when you go for the drop kick, and that's exactly what it was. Got a little bit of risk, too much risk out of that, but in the net of it, they usually end up with more points for having tried those drop kicks.
Well, it's almost like in the NBA these days. All the analytics people say, hey, just jack up threes. And if you make a certain percentage, it's better than, shooting good from 2s.
Hey, that's Connor Mangum. There's the back of Connor right there. Can we maybe find his mother in the crowd? Guys, Connor's mother is in the crowd, and Sandy's got a little bit more on that on that circumstance and why we would be interested in Connor's mother.
Yes, thanks, Floyd. His mother, Geraldine. She's also from Ireland, but Galway, which is the same place our kicker with the Rattlers, McInerney, is from. She was here for last week's game. Since the Wranglers won, she decided to stay an extra week. She stayed up in Prescott, went to Sedona, and he said she's just a mom. She's ultra competitive and just wants him to be careful out there.
And that's her right there, number 25, the jersey number 25. Her name is Geraldine, okay? And that's Connor Mangum's mom, all the way over from Ireland to watch her dear son play this game of American football. Can you imagine what she must think of all of this? Her first real exposure, and maybe last week was that first exposure. Look at this kick. And it looks like the Rattlers are going to be able to make the recovery on the onside kick attempts. Isaiah Houston with the good hands to protect the football.
Just a little bit of pushback. I'm glad Geraldine's here. I'm glad her son's playing, but if she's saying be careful, he's a kicker. He's a kicker. All right, I remember when my mom was alive talking to her, and she would see me at the bottom piles, and she said, most of the time I just couldn't look. I didn't watch.
No
I didn't know if you were ever
right.
going to get up and
Right.
you try and put yourself in the position of your parents, and it's always fascinating.
Under 3 minutes remaining. The 1 point advantage for Northern Arizona. The Rattlers have the ball, and Drew Powell is going to throw this one into the crowd, and then he gets hit. That'll be roughing the passer penalty. We have seen a lot of that today, haven't we? Number of personal fouls.
We have. What a smart play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 54. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And that's lost in the defensive lineman. But look at this play by Powell. Again, not going to force it. Pressure. Throw it out of bounds. Live to see at worst second down. Well, now you got a little bonus. You got the penalty and all that. But tremendous job of composure in that situation when you feel just a little bit panicked.
And if you go back and you do a little more of that in the first half,
yes.
that other game that we saw, you have a different outcome. You have a different position right now. Here's a pass caught. And inside the 5-yard line, beautiful route and run by Isaiah Houston. Kind of found a little spot in between that defensive back alignment. They had guys kind of all just lined up in front of the goal line and found a little spot for the first down.
But you saw Drew Powell, good protection, only a 2-man rush. Both teams doing a lot of the drop the nose guard back into protection. I know it's to just clog up some space. But that's the first time that I really saw Drew Powell with confidence step into a throw, put a little zip on it, and boy, it's a thing of beauty.
Drew's going to hand it off to Jamal Miles. The cutback, he escapes 2 would-be tacklers to get to the 1-yard line. That was a pretty crafty 3-yard gain by Jamal.
I'll tell you what, though. You got to give Tremont Loftus some credit. 6'3", 280 pounds. Watch him chasing him. So, you don't ever want to blow a hamstring chasing a little guy like that out there. Jamal Miles, 180 pounds, and you got Lofton at 280 pounds. Great effort by number 54, but a tremendous move. As we look at this, they're going to have to run one more play to the 1-minute warning.
Drew Powell is 7 out of 7 throwing the football in the second half. He's going to run it this time, runs into a wall. And he gets knocked down right there. Well, Drew, I thought if he bounced it, he had a lot of room on the outside. But
it's a 1-minute warning. Time out in the field.
For some reason, he ran right into the defender. And we get to the 1-minute warning. We'll be back in a moment. The Rattlers knocking on the door again, everybody. Trailing by 1. What a great game. Arizona Rattlers football continues in the playoffs right after this.
Spooner has been revolutionizing our community's experience with physical therapy and hand therapy in the Valley since 1990. Spooner helps you move better and feel better. Through specialized rehabilitation, personalized treatment plans, and functional performance training, our therapists, athletic trainers, and strength coaches provide programming to help you achieve your movement goals in life and on the field. Our team is your team. Visit SpoonerPT.com to find one of our Valley-wide locations near you.
BetRivers has selected Pat from Pennsylvania.
Pat is a master of our new multi-game, same-game parlay, where you combine multiple same-game parlays in a single bet.
Bet Rivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
Do you own your home? You may qualify for a cash-out refinance. Cash for home renovations, paying debt, or for whatever you need most. Connect with your local loan officer at Nova Home Loans today and see what you qualify for. Rates are still historically low and home values have increased, which could mean more cash to you. Don't wait. Visit NovaHomeLoans.com today to get started. Nova Home Loans. Our mission is simple. Yes.
The Rattlers are parked at the 2-yard line. Rattler Nation. And we'll see what they can do with another opportunity here. The 1-minute warning.
Fascinating, Floyd, because if you're the Rattlers and Kevin Guy, you'd almost rather not score here if you know you're going to score on 4th down, because you're either going to make them use a timeout or let time run. And it's fascinating because if they score here, then Northern Arizona's will get the ball back. 2 timeouts left and just under a minute left here in the game.
Okay, what are the odds that anybody other than Drew Powell carries the ball?
0.
Drew is still on his feet. How about that into the end zone? What an effort by Drew! That's a touchdown!
What an effort. Again, I've got to tip my cap. Got big number 54 Lofton out there battling his tail off, but Drew Powell just would not be denied.
There was a lot of white jerseys in the vicinity, wasn't there?
Officials timeout.
Look at all
for
those
injury.
Look at all those Wranglers. There's 4 guys with a shot at him. There's 5 guys in the zip code. And yet Drew Powell delivered the mail.
He was not going to go down. Just tremendous. And again, I think it goes to tell you so much about his intestinal fortitude. The fact that I don't know if he's ever struggled in a football game as much as he did in the first half. And to come out and play like he has in the second half and not be denied in that situation, you got to tip your cap to him.
I think that's Travion Banks that's hurt for the Wranglers. He would be a big loss for this defense.
So it's interesting. Kevin Guy moves the ball all the way over to the right side of the field. Is he setting this up for Northern Arizona to think they're going to run the same play or hand the ball off to Jamal Miles to the left and come back to the right?
Well, it's going to be all about the play call right now, isn't it? Going for 2. Miles in motion, handoff to Gardner. Gardner trying to fight to that corner, and he might have gotten driven into the wall short of the mark. He did. He's about a yard shy, and a little misdirection in mind for the Rattlers, but it did not turn out. And the lead is at 5. 5 for Arizona. 2-point conversion obviously makes that 7.
Remember, so much time still left. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. And this is a situation where don't rule it out that Kevin Guy doesn't attempt an onside kick. Fully expecting Northern Arizona to think you're just going to kick it off deep, because you got to figure with the 2 timeouts, you're going to get the ball back anyway.
I'll tell you this, though, based on especially the second half of the game, if I'm Coach Guy, I'm kicking it away because I think my defense is better than their offense. I think my defense can get a stop. I like the way they played, and I like the way the pressure has impacted the play of the quarterbacks on that other side. Both of them, because both Watson and Kettle both have played in the second half.
And it's fascinating because I've always been told in football, if you have two quarterbacks, you really don't have a quarterback. You either got one quarterback or you don't. And they both had their moments tonight, especially in that first half. And then all of a sudden, Nick Watson struggled in the second half. You bring in You bring in Garrett Kettle. He leads them to a touchdown drive. You're right. The Rattler defense has been putting a ton of pressure on them. I'm just saying the old, younger, wily Kevin guy, I think would attempt an onside kick here, full well expecting either we can hold them to a field goal attempt, but they obviously go for it on 4th down, or we'll get the ball back and we can go score a touchdown.
One thing's for sure, he's never afraid to try the onside. He kicks it away this time. That'll be fielded at the 2-yard line. Augustine, he's got room to run. The kicker's got to slow him down. He does. Markers are down. And all the way back to the 15-yard line, a great return. And a good job by McInerney, okay? The Irish kid, the Irishman, who didn't play high school football or college football. He did a great job to slow down Augustine.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Receiving team number 21. Half the distance to the goal. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona.
So they mark it off from the spot of the foul. That was a huge break, but watch again as McInerney, I think he saved the touchdown right here.
All you can do is try and grab on, and he did hold him up. But that's 2 times in a row now I've seen the Rattler kickoff team, who's been tremendous tonight, suck into the middle, give up, contain. This almost went for a touchdown. Obviously the penalty brought the ball back. 45 seconds left. 2 timeouts for the Wranglers.
Big moments, 53-48. Rattlers, and a little happy feet, throw it into the crowd. Again, I just didn't like the way Nick Watson felt in the pocket there. I didn't feel like he was comfortable as the pressure was coming, and it didn't get real close to him, and then the throwaway.
Well, again, you're rotating quarterbacks by series, and I think that's got to be so difficult for a quarterback to get into rhythm.
Contact beyond 5 yards. Defense, 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And I know Rod Winter said we're going to go with a hot hand, and it seems like here in the second half especially, boy, as a quarterback, it's kind of hard to get a hot hand. You're in and out, and all that. They get the automatic 1st down on the illegal contact, but the pressure has been really, really good.
Hey, by the way, how many 5-yard penalties give you an automatic 1st down? I think that's the only one. It's the only one I know of. So the ball advances 5 yards to the 12-yard line, and there it's a 1st down. The Wranglers have it. Snap to Watson. Stands confident this time, throws deep down the middle, and he is going to be on the mark. What a throw to Ramad Jakial Bowman. What a throw for the 5th touchdown catch today for RCB.
Wow. Somebody got healed in a hurry.
Yeah.
I mean, this route just runs past everybody, and then a great throw by Nick Watson. And that's what's got to drive you crazy as a coach. I mean, you can't throw this ball any better. Pretty good coverage.
I'll say this as well. I don't know too many teams that are going to make that play call at this point of the game. As you watch the kick sail wide left, that's a big miss. That is a big miss right there. And the Wranglers will stay just 1 point in front of the Rattlers. Now, how about this? We haven't seen anybody try a deuce, at least nothing that looked like a deuce today. I wonder if Connor Mangum has the distance. And I wonder if there's any thought that would come into play for the Wranglers to try a deuce. We'll see about that. They're in front by 1 right now, the Wranglers are. But now the Rattlers are in a pretty good spot, Dale, with an offense that's got momentum, that's been moving the ball. 3 timeouts remaining, 34 seconds. I like it a lot for the Rattlers. Maybe it's onside kick attempt time for the Wranglers.
And again, I would have my guys who can scoop up a football out there, give up blocking on a kickoff return. And I know Kevin Guy said that's part of the hands team. Some of those guys have been dinged up all year.
But now, Dale, it may seem counterintuitive to try an onside kick right here, but I believe there's some functionality in that for Northern Arizona, because if you kick it deep and the Rattlers take that entire 34 seconds off, moving it up the field, right, to get into the end zone, then the Wranglers are left with little or no time left If they kick the onside and get it, obviously that helps their cause immensely. But if the Rattlers score quickly after that, there's still a lot of time left for the Wranglers. So I think that's why you would consider it. Kick it away, though. And that goes into the corner. That's a great kick. Bounces around. Rattlers finally pick it up. Jamal Miles is hit at the 1 yard line. That was a brilliant kickoff by Northern Arizona.
Wow. And let's see if Jamal Miles,
he's going to get up.
A pretty big shot.
Look, the only thing that could have been better than that kickoff, well, aside from fumble and recovery by Northern Arizona, the only thing better for them would be a rouge. And they almost got one. With the ball banging around back there in the end zone. A late pickup by Jamal, and then he's hit right there. It's inside the 1 yard line.
Timeout. Northern Arizona, their second. 30 seconds in length.
So that's kind of interesting there with the Wranglers, only 2 timeouts left. I know it's bad field position as Miles trying to run that off. He took a shot on his knee, and he's going to try and fight through it, I believe.
I see Braxton Haley out there on the field, but it doesn't look like he's going to stay in the huddle. So Braxton will retreat to the bench area for the Rattlers, and Jamal Miles is going to go. And you're right, he is definitely slightly hobbled. Definitely slightly.
The clock on the screen is wrong. There's 31 seconds left. Time is not running right now.
They'll correct that here in just a moment. Here comes motion to the line, and Drew Powell from the end zone throws with a lot of pressure, and is that complete? Incomplete? Nope. They're going to say no catch made over the middle.
Field is an incomplete forward pass, second down.
That was Gardner coming out of the backfield, could not hold on to it.
Almost a penalty on the Wranglers defensive end. You got to have your hand on the ground. Watch the guy down at the bottom of your screen. That right hand stayed on the ground. That comes off the ground. That's a penalty against the defense.
I think really it came back to the ground. Well, no, you're right. He was able to just grab a little bit of that fake turf out there.
That was Jaquan Artis.
Incomplete pass, 26.5 seconds left. Miles, the ball is thrown over the middle. And it is intercepted by the Wranglers, and they're going to take that to the house.
There's a flag down right at the 23-yard line, thrown from the back judge, usually against the defense.
Keshawn Walker, the guy that intercepted the pass. There was a lot of pressure. The pocket was collapsing around Drew on the release. And we'll see if a penalty is going to give the Rattlers
result of the play is a touchdown. Illegal formation. Offense number 6 was lined up inside 3 yards of the guard. That penalty's declined. Northern Arizona will have his try for point.
$16 seconds left.
Well, it's a 7-point game.
Yeah.
They're going to try to do the drop kick.
No, they're going to try. They're going to place kick this. They're going to go for the one. I talked to Connor Mangum, and I asked him if they got into this situation at the end of the game where 1 point was all that mattered, would you drop kick or place kick it? And he said we would place kick it, and that's exactly what they're going to do here now. And it's blocked, and it's batted. Picked up by Watson. He throws it away.
Now there's flag on the play.
Yeah, marker's down.
It might be illegal batting of the football.
Well, why would that be illegal?
It's a thick rule book, Floyd.
Illegal batting. Defense number 93. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat the try.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Well, hey, you're just trying to win the game right here. You're doing everything you can. You know, get the ball, knock it out into the open field, and see if you give your team a chance to pick it up and return it. Unfortunate. And they've decided, let's go for 2. Don't like the place kicking routine. try the drop kick.
Timeout. Northern Arizona. Their third and final. 30 seconds in length.
Look at with the Rattlers, you're going to have probably about 10, 12 seconds left after the kickoff, and you got all 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
And obviously you can still go for 2.
Well, a miss right here as the Wranglers ice their own kicker. A miss right here would be everything in the world, and life remains for the Rattlers. And there's the Irishman, the other Irishman, Connor Mangum.
We have not seen a rouge all season long, have we?
No.
What a time for a rouge. Score, kick the extra point, make the rouge.
And that kick is going to be up, and it is good. That will make it a 9-point game. Rattlers.
Wow.
Now it's miracle time. They've got to get the touchdown. They'd go for 2, and then they'd try to kick the deuce.
Yeah, again, to even think that this is a ball game with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter after committing 5 turnovers is almost impossible to imagine. You've seen crazier things happen. Again, Northern Arizona, their kickoff game's pretty good.
Winner of this game is going to advance to the Western Conference Championship game. That would be a second appearance back-to-back for Northern Arizona after they had that brilliant year last year. They turned around from a dismal previous season. Then last year they finished second in the conference, and then upset the Rattlers in the conference championship game to get to the Dollar Loan Center National Championship game where they defeated Quad City.
You got to give Les Moss and got to give that coaching staff a ton of credit. Rod Windsor.
This one is fielded up the middle to 15-yard line. That's Jamal Miles. You're going to keep running, and then eventually runs out of bounds with right at 10 seconds remaining in regulation. Got to get a score, and got to get a point after, a 1 or a 2, and then get a deuce to either tie or win, depending on what that point after looks like. That's what the Rattlers can do.
Again, you probably can run 3 plays. For sure 2.
But you don't want to leave yourself no time on the clock with the score because you want enough time to kick the ball off.
Yes.
You got kickoff is critical in this. So can the Rattlers get it done? Back to throw and looking for Isaiah Houston. There's a bump in the end zone. Look, there's pass interference in the end zone. The player down right now for the Wranglers. He hit the receiver, one of those receivers, en route. Unless the ball was way behind Isaiah Houston, who I thought was the intended receiver. So the takeaway is going to give the ball to the Wranglers, and that'll be it. I want to watch this play again. Sorry, I was looking the other direction. I thought this was going for Houston, so I was looking there.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 3, half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10, Northern Arizona.
So the contact, definitely before the ball got there, I'm looking at the receiver there for the ball, and the interception obviously ends the football game.
Ends the football game. I've kind of lost track. Is that 6 turnovers? I think 6 turnovers now.
It is, yes.
In a playoff game, you're not going to win those, and we can say there might have been contact, illegal contact, something like that, but that ball was not thrown very well.
Yeah, that's true. If the ball gets thrown at the receiver, that contact happens, and then at a minimum there would be interference. The ball would be at the 2-yard line instead. Kneel down. First, a bump in the middle.
Offside. Defense number 93, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Kind of unnecessary right there. And the Wranglers are going to make a return trip to the Western Conference Championship game. The Rattlers, after a pretty stellar 8-game winning streak, saw them play the best football I've seen them play in 3 years of covering this team. This all comes to an end right here. Flags down.
Sportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 93. His first 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Oh. And again, I think you can see Kevin Guy come down and talk to old Jones and having some words right now.
So the final 3.7 seconds in the season for the Arizona Rattlers. The kneel down, Nick Watson handles that duty for the Wranglers, and they will win this one 62-53. Disappointing end to the season for the Rattlers.
It's always so abrupt, Floyd. It's just always so abrupt, and it's almost like you're in a little bit of shock. Because it's over.
There's no doubt this is a most disappointing way to end the season. 6 turnovers will always do you in. I don't know a team that has ever won a game with 6 turnovers. Let's check in with Coach Guy downstairs.
Thanks, Floyd. Coach, this was not the outcome that you wanted. Your team battled all night. They were up against adversity. What did you see from them tonight?
Well, we fought. We fought back, took the lead 2 different times. Turnovers is the reason why we lost the game. And we got to take care of the ball. It's something that we preached all week long, and I don't know how many interceptions we had. We had about 4 or 5, had a fumble. We had a lot of different stuff that happened during the game. So, we just we got to learn from it, and just seems that this time every year that this is when it happens.
As you wrap up this season tonight, what can you say about this team as a whole?
Well, we're going to go into the offseason. We're going to look at it very hard. We got it. We didn't come out and play well in the first half. Put ourselves in a hole. We showed what we were made of. We came back. The crowd was great. We fought back to get in the game. Took the lead, like I said, 2 different times. We showed a lot of fight, but at the end of the day, we didn't come up with it, and we didn't finish. So, the turnovers. I mean, what are you going to say?
Thank you for your time, Coach. We appreciate you. Floyd?
Yeah. And again, it's one thing if you're a team that, hey, we turn the ball over and we're dynamic and we've overcome it during the season and all that, and it's another thing when, man, it hits you right between the eyes, something you weren't prepared for.
Yeah, there's no question about that. We'll grab a timeout, everybody. Final score, 62-53. Northern Arizona has dealt a most heartbreaking loss to the Arizona Rattlers. For Northern Arizona, congratulations. They are headed to the Western Conference Championship game again. We'll be back with our post-game wrap-up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
With the next pick of the draft, Bet Rivers selects Mark from Michigan.
This is a surprise. Well, sources tell me he's ready to go from same-game parlays to betting our new multi-game same-game parlay.
Where you can combine more than one same-game parlay in the same bet for bigger payouts.
Exactly, Dan. He's a fan of daily odds boosts and Bet Rivers.
Bet Rivers award-winning customer service.
How'd you know?
I got sources too, Jerome. Bet Rivers Sportsbook app and football. It's a whole new game.
We at the IFL and our teams have always been involved in supporting the communities that support us. We have been honored to be able to help raise funds for local charities and schools. We've had opportunities to rightfully honor the first responders, the military, teachers, and other heroes of our communities. Our primary focus has been and will continue to be the youth in our local schools and programs. Our players have worked with them on the field of play, read with them in the classroom, and simply spent time with them as friends. We will continue these efforts, but feel it's time to bring nutrition into the fold. Build Your Base is the perfect partner for this edition. For the past 5 years, the Build Your Base program has been educating and empowering youth, high school, and college athletes to leverage the power of nutrition to support good health and athletic performance. Build Your Base will help us include a nutrition-based message into our time with local youth. We'll hold game time events in multiple communities throughout the 2023 season. Events will feature players visiting with local youth to play, visit, and have fun, all while teaching them about food, exercise, and nutrition. In 2023, look for game time events near you, as well as shared information about good health, good food, and good fun. Build Your Base will not just be the IFL's partner. Build Your Base will be our partner in our communities.
Well, the Arizona Rattlers started the season in 2023 under a lot of adversity, injuries, personnel changes galore. They struggled in the first part of this season. The Rattlers lost all 4 of their regular season games that they would lose in the first 7 games that they played. And then they reeled off a brilliant 8-game winning streak. And the trajectory of this team was on an upward path the entire time. And it's a team that played so well and so magnificently in the first part of that second half, through most of the second half of this one tonight, but not enough in the tank to come up with a win. 62-53 the final score. The Northern Arizona Wranglers will make a return trip to the Western Conference Championship game after defeating Arizona tonight here at the Footprint Center. Floyd Simmons, Dale Hellestrade. Dale, a disappointing loss. Coach Guy said it all. When you turn the ball over 6 times, 5 interceptions, a fumble lost, you're not going to win football games doing that.
You plan for certain things as a coach. Okay, you know what? Number 1's coming back. We got to be ready for him. He's going to hurt us. We can't stop him, but let's try and slow him down. The one thing you are not planning on is your team who doesn't turn the ball over, all of a sudden a turnover barrage happening. You can't be prepared for that. I thought they fought. It was great to see them come back in the second half. At the end of the day, kind of like last week, Northern Arizona didn't have the gas to finish the game. Tonight, the Rattlers didn't have it.
And we tip our hat to that great Northern Arizona team. The record doesn't seem great, but Les Moss knows how to win games in big moments, and he did it tonight with his team.
Well, give Rod Winter some credit. I mean, you're taking 2 quarterbacks and you're figuring out a way to score points, and he did that tonight. Congratulations to them.
Ramad Jackie-Albowman, 5 touchdowns tonight. Been a great season, Dale. Been a lot of fun working with you and the crew, so well done, my man. We'll see you again down the road.
Well, thank you, and I didn't get a chance, but nice haircut. Looks like you lost some weight.
Thank you. Hey, our producer, technical director, Derek Simmons, our director, Greg Jones, graphics operator, Greg Freeman. On camera, Andre Stevens, Jim Hartman, Chris Drake, the Drake. I am Floyd Simmons, your executive producer, and for my broadcast partner, Dale Hellestrade and Sandy Charles on the field, I want to thank you and say God bless you being with us all season long. We'll see you again next year for more Arizona Rattlers football. Good night, everybody, and God bless you from Phoenix.